Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is day 3 of the Oceanic Resurrection Tournament. Now, we've got some really good games lined up for tonight. It's round 2 of the winners bracket, including games from our 2 highest seeded teams. So all those scrims, we've got the 2 highest seeded teams tonight. I'm your host, of course, and I am joined by the one and the only Pike on air to cast with me. How you going, Pike?
Good, brother. What's going on, man? I'm hyped to be here. It's been a hot minute since I've casted some games, so I'm ready to dig right in and just see what happened.
It's going to be great. It really is. And you are in for a real treat with these games. These are going to be really, really very good games.
Ooh.
I do have to say, though, as a quick reminder of the tournament structure, for anyone who doesn't already know, TOR is a 14-team fearless double elimination bracket tournament. Today is our second round of the winners bracket, best of ones. Best of threes will start on the 13th, and the semis and the finals will be best of fives. I'd also just like to remind everyone of our amazingly generous sponsor, Logitech G, who is supplying each and every member of the main roster of the winning team a Red Pro X Superlight 2SE. The Pro X Superlight 2SE is an iconic 60G pro gaming mouse designed with the world's top players and engineered to win. You're gonna want one of those. And the prize for the winning team member, Logitech G, is also, on top of giving those mice away, is also giving a white Pro X TKL Rapid keyboard to the person with the highest pick'em score. The Pro X TKL Rapid ensures fluid, quick reactions for a consistent and reliable experience right out of the box. Now, let's also take a look at the current prize pool distribution. The current prize pool sits around $2,411, which is a pretty hefty payout.
Ooh.
Any donation will, of course, continue to be added onto this amount right up until the grand finale. Then, let's take a look at today's matches.
All right, I'm pretty keen for this one. Walk me through it, Hallie, because I'm fairly new to all this, but these teams, I've looked at some of the rosters, they're pretty stacked.
These teams are, if anyone has been wanting to watch the highest quality games, this day is going to have teams and games that blow everything out of the water. I mean, Team Capybara, Halo's team is going to look great. Next Gen 2026 versus Final Gen, those are the games to watch for. Also, we've already seen Poltron's Kittens dominate through the scrim, done very well, but going against Why Not's team, that is going to be a show match for the ages. Rush Hour as well. I mean, everything you could want is happening tonight. These games are going to be insane. And most importantly, Next Gen 2026 and Summoner's Savings, those are the two highest seeded teams who achieve the bye for the first round. So in the scrims and in the seedings, they performed the best and they secured the most points. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup, certainly.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Like, why are we doing the best two teams right at the start of the night, though, Hallie? I feel like we should be putting them right towards the end. Let's keep the audience guessing, get them hyped up. But man, we're going right to bang smack into the action. First game. I'm hyped.
Well, that's TOR for you. I mean, and the thing is, it's not just those games, because every one of these games is genuinely going to be amazing. They're all going to be good. And I don't know what I'm expecting. I'm wondering if you have any player or particular individual you're watching out for in these games.
Look, like you said, there's quite a few players in there. You said it's Why Not versus Poltron. Like, Why Not was coached by Poltron not too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. So it's like, it's student versus the master. It's like, who's going to come out on top there? But you've got some high elo, very well-known, very well-respected players in all of these teams. The structure you've put together makes it so almost unanimous of like, who can really shine the brightest. But I don't want to get too deep into the teams until we get into the game. So I think that's where we let them shine. They can show us their skills as we're in the game too. So I'm going to sit back. But that Why Not versus Poltron, a couple things are going to be happening, that's for sure.
You'll be keeping your eye out as we might take a look at the actual, the team members in this first game of, what do we got here? Next Gen 2026 and Final Gen, the two generations. And we can already see massive names, absolutely ginormous names. I'm looking personally at Porin and Erdogan 1. I think the jungle matchup is going to be really interesting to watch out for.
Oh, not even that, but you've got Toppy on the side of Final Gen, who is the well-known Giga Chad of the top lane too. Like, you don't have top in your name if you're not going to smash that lane. So I'm expecting some pretty big things from that player right there. But it's at the same time, Aqua and Styled in that bot lane.
Oh, my God.
I'm dodging that game. Get me out. That is not who I want to be versing in the bot lane. They are looking so good. But you can't deny, though, I'm looking at Kenvo. I've seen Kenvo play. The hands on this guy, they scare me. They'll catch a fly mid-air with chopsticks is what they can do.
Certainly. And he, as we've seen, he's lived up to his name in terms of team captain, and he's really formed a very strong team with Stella, with Zelia, and all these members have worked in perfect unison. And, you know, you brought up Toppy. We saw him perform very well. He was on his AP Jax in just a couple days ago, and honestly, versing that Yorick, versing that Laughing Man, we could see just how well he's performing, and I think we're going to see maybe even a further improved performance today. So another lane to watch out for is that top lane, and of course Stellar and Saw, I'm very excited for as well. I mean, I'm excited for all these matches. I'm excited for all these players. How do you pick favorites? How can you ever pick favorites?
The best part here, though, Hallow, is it's a two-team series. It's a 50-50 choice. You can just say, I'm going to go right or you go left. You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is now. I'm going final gen for this game. I am not going to knock back Toppy here. I think Toppy's got the goods. At the same time, Aqua in style, man. Like, style
How can
is
you
like one of the greats.
Aqua lane? Oh
you
my
can't.
God.
You can't do it, man. It's too much. Even Violet might... Oh, actually, no.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh, I
whoa.
won't say that.
That's
No.
crazy.
Violet's
That's
the actual
crazy.
goat, so we're going to just... That's for another night, of course. But, Hallow, we're looking good.
We are, and we're about to look at the draft right now, actually.
Excited. What have we been seeing a lot of, though, here, Hallow? Because I think that's a big question. Is have there any been favorite champions in meta? Because I obviously know the meta quite well, but what have we seen?
I would like to ask your opinion, Pike, on the champion of Mel. What are you thinking about Mel currently?
Okay, I have two thoughts on Mel.
Please
The
hit me.
first thought, my wife plays Mel. She plays a lot of Mel, so by default, I have to like the champion. But let's say hypothetically, I'm not married. That champion sucks. Get it out of my game. It's my second ban every game. I can't stand it. It is nonsense. It's way too overpowered for its kit. No, just no. But love the champion.
Of course. Very, very well PR trained. But that is the champion we have been seeing, and it has been dominating. We are talking double-digit kills every game, a complete and utter 1v9 performance in almost all the games that it's picked. It has not faltered, and even against the counter, it's been getting countered by the Azir. Doesn't matter. It still performs. It still does amazing, and I'm wondering if we're going to see any bans, any Mel bans, or if it's just going to be picked away immediately.
If it's one of these high priority picks, and both these teams are saying what's sort of the priority, where are we looking? Because you can already see it's two jungle bans for final gen. They're obviously looking at Porin and saying, we want you out of this game. But at the same time, next gen's saying the exact same thing. So like you said at the start, this jungle duo that's going to be fighting each other in these jungles is very much the place to be looking in this game. Again, like you said, though, Mel, this really sought after champion. You got to think about the combos. A lot of these teams have a lot of practice playing together. You got to think about like the J4 with like the Galio ults. You got to think about Rumble being in the meta too. Like these are all high impact champions that can be seen throughout the game. But now we're starting to see some difference. We got the Ambassador, we got the Tristana. I don't mind these. Tristana is probably like the most AD carry champion in the game. So I really like this ban. But now it comes down to what you're going to pick. What's your priority? It looks like Mel's probably going to be first pick. It's Pantheon.
It's a Pantheon. I love a Panth pick. I'm a Panth player myself, so this could go anywhere. Now, I do know Porin's been performing very well on a Panth jungle, but what I love about the Panth pick is that could be a Panth top, it could even be a Panth support at this point. Kembo has been putting a lot of hours into different support picks, and there's a high chance that, honestly, it could be flexed into the support role. I like seeing on the other team, we've got a Varus lock-in. Are you thinking lethality, or are you thinking on hit?
Okay, so my personal preference, I think lethality's stupid. I can see why they play it though. Mathematically, it makes sense. The stats on the items, they're cheaper, gets you to some item spikes faster. Cool beans. I don't think it's going to be useful, especially with a Pantheon that's going to be sitting on top of you. You want to go that sort of that on hit. You want to be blasting, be sitting back, just poke, get your stacks up, and then hit them with everything. So, but with an Orianna, that tells me there's got to be some high engage, high impact jungler coming in, because Orianna with like Nocturne's already banned, J4 still rings pretty true, could look pretty good. But we got the Sivir, we got the Akali, they're locked in. So Stellar on Akali, that's interesting.
I love this aggressive comp from Next Gen 2026 here. The Akali is a difficult pick to pilot in such a coordinated lobby. You know, everyone's communication is on point. And so Stellar's really going to have to perform here to get that working, as we get a Wukong lock-in, probably on the jungle on the other side here.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the staple picks, right? Like Wukong is such a high impact, highly aggressive jungler early game too. Loves getting to those objectives and loves being in a team fight, which is where you're going to see that shockwave with the Wukong Cyclone really come into effect. So if this Akali, if this Sivir don't use spell shields or use flashes at the right time, I'm sorry, you're gone. Get out of here. Gray screen for 25 seconds early on in the game. We're seeing bans coming in. My new main, Zed taken off the board. I'm a little salty about that.
Damn, we're not going to be seeing any sick shadow combos. As on the other side, the banner wave of Lulu don't want to be giving Aqua that extra help from the Lulu, from the wild growth there. A smart ban indeed.
I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to go for something a little bit more meaty on the side of Final Gen. Like, if I'm looking at a support, Braum actually speaks pretty highly here too. If you can get those stacks up. If you're going for an attack speed Varus, that could be really good. But you could look at the pretty stock standard. You got a Nautilus still open who wants to go in. Leon is pretty strong. Depends if you want to go tanker enchanter, but it feels like Next Gen's really focusing these enchanters because they're so strong in the meta at the moment.
Take a look at this. They've banned out Xin Zhao there. Final Gen has banned out Xin Zhao there, which means they think the Pantheon certainly is a flex pick, but not in the jungle. If they're thinking the jungle pick hasn't been picked yet, so that certainly could be a Pantheon support or a Pantheon top, which leaves the jungle pick still open. I'm wondering what we're going to see Porin pick out, if that is the case, or if Final Gen is a little bit off base here.
I think with Final Gen locking in that Alistar, that tells me that Pantheon support's going to be off the tables, because if Pantheon goes into this Alistar, you're sort of trolling a little bit. But there's the Mundo being locked in. That could be Mundo jungle as well.
It could be. There's so many flexible picks here. What are we looking at? It's hard to witness yet. It could be a Mundo top. It could be a Mundo jungle. Either one, Mundo is performing very well and has an incredibly large win rate. As it turns out, it must be Mundo jungle. No, it could be Pantheon jungle still. Mundo top with the Nautilus support finalizing the comp for Next Gen 2026.
I wouldn't actually be too mad if it was a Mundo jungle with a Pantheon top, because I feel like getting those good rotations from the top, you're going to get it from your ultimate anyway. Your Skyfall's going to work. So having a Mundo who's just going to get those stacks, get that gold online, be aggressive, but a Yorick being locked in.
I love a Yorick pick.
Oh, it's a bit nasty.
Word. Yorick into Pantheon, that is such a hard matchup. It's Toppy's Yorick as well. Now, Pantheon has a very small bit of time where he can bully the Yorick a little bit, but the moment that Yorick hits 6, it's over for the Pantheon in terms of 1v1 lanes.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to look for team fights. They're going to have to look for extended other side of the map plays away from this top lane.
And I love the synergy that we're starting to see here, right? You see on Final Gen, they've got the Wukong Orion. I've talked about that, how that sort of combo works and getting that shockwave off. But you've now got an Alistar who wants to make the exact same play too. So you've got a meaty frontline with a Yorick who's going to happily sit in the side lane for the rest of the game. Like, does not want a team fight at all. I think that's a really smart call, because you've already got such a strong combo in the 4v5. But in saying that, Halo, you got the Nautilus as well, who's a disruptor. You got Mundo. That's a meaty shield for a Varus to get through. There's a lot going on, but we might have to wait till we're in game to find out more.
Yeah, well, let's get into game right now as we take it into effect. Starting off with a look at this. They're off to the races, certainly.
Porin, very, very chill sort of start. I love that he's gone the corporate Mundo, lost his car already. That's sadly taxes for you. But now start as well on the Moo Cow, Dream Skin. I just want to see cowbells.
Yeah, I'm interested on how both team fights play out. In terms of this Mundo passive, it's gonna be slightly difficult to break. They only really have access to the Wukong Cyclone Spin, to the Orianna R, and to the Chains of Corruption, but it's gonna cost them an ultimate as a flash already goes out.
That is rough at the start of the game, especially into an Akali. This is one of those matchups you need to have your flash, especially once Akali gets level 3. If Orianna is not spacing correctly, she's going to get jumped on and half health instantly. So, Moo Cow, hit that cowbell, baby.
The pink cow. Ooh, it's gonna be, without the summoner spells needed, as actually I'm taking a look at summoner spells, we've gotten a bit of an aggressive bot lane here with the Flash Ignite on the Nautilus compared to the Alistar's more safe playing heal flash. Do you think we'll get some early little tussles in this bot lane, as both teams can play very safe if they choose to?
It's like, it's a catch-22. If Kenvo decides to land a hook, right, you still are probably going to hook an Alistar, and you don't want a cow sitting on you. That's not fun for anyone.
Certainly not.
They're pretty heavy. So I feel like Kenvo's just going to be playing that, hey, let's just be really pressure. Let's put pressure on. Let's be up in this lane, be up in their face, put anything onto them and just cancel out CS, because you want to start putting Aqua behind. If he gets behind, it's going to be so much easier for Javer to be a little bit more present in the game, because Sivir just wants to scale to the late game.
Yeah, and we'll see. Oh, as a hook does land on that cow, just like you said. Nothing can be got from it. In terms of who are the linchpins of the team here? Who needs to get ahead on either team for the comp to work, for the team fights to work in the way and in the favor of these teams? Because I think the Akali needs to exist, or if the Akali gets behind, it's going to be really rough. And they're so lucky that that flash is already down, as now the Akali does have access to some really crazy plays and aggressive plays if need be.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if Akali can get ahead, she can 1v9 a game. That is what the champion was built for. Riot have said this, and thank you, Riot. We appreciate that. Potentially not. But at the same time, I've talked about this combo a lot. It is this Orianna Wukong. If they are playing around this mid-jungle duo, they can run this game into the ground. And Next Gen might not have an answer for it because they can get penetration that's going to get through all these shields. You just have to be strategic with using it. In saying that, there's a clock on the game. That clock is Sivir.
Certainly.
If the Sivir gets too strong, too quickly, she can run a game down too, because using the hunt, she can just start absolutely charging at people. And they're already invading the jungle because why not? They've forced this monkey out of the jungle. And you know what? Monkeys that have no trees to climb, they just can't get it done.
They really can't. And it's going to be crazy that we're getting such aggressive early games. And as you mentioned, this team, Next Gen 2026, is just looking to scale. They have that Mundo frontline eventuality. Eventually, once he hits 16, they are going to have real troubles getting through him, and with the Severe as well. So the fact that they're allowed, they're sort of given the pass to invade early and to take from this sort of on-the-clock team, it creates some messy situations that Final Gen is going to be looking to stop from happening, certainly.
But the nice thing there is you can already see nice little, just a bit of pressure going in, but still, what I was going to say is we've got the lethal tempo Varus, which is Aqua. That is an on-hit, classic Oceanic pause. It gets us every time.
That's Oce, baby.
Production, I'm a fan of it. Oh, we can just take a breath now, Hello. Let's just take in the moment.
Isn't that, it's such, it seems to be the aim of the game. I want to talk about the Alistar here and the Alistar pick here. What do you actually think about that pick? What is its main role in doing? Is it just peeling the Varus? Does it have any chance to engage at all? Because you've already got the Orianna Wukong.
Yeah. Well, like the Alistar acts almost like a secondary sort of version of what the Orianna is going to give to the Wukong. So Wukong's obviously your main follow, like main engage, right? You want to jump in, you want to get your Cyclone off, but you can now do that also with Alistar. Now imagine a big meaty cow, but with a shield as well, that is going to be able to jump onto you, because you do have a Nautilus. If a Nautilus buggers up a hook, they're right next to you. Cool, easy engage. It's the same with everyone else on that team. Pantheon, he wants to get on top of you. All the champions they've drafted need to sit on top of you to do damage. They don't actually have that much range. So Alice is like, cool, I'll soak everything, instantly ulti, knock them all up, boom. It's done. Like, that's the gameplay that they've got in mind. So the Alistar is a very strong pick.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm really seeing it now. Let's talk, though, something I'm a bit confused, because they do have this very heavy team fight comp. You know, they've got Wukong, Orianna, Nautilus, and the thing that confuses me, though, is the Yorick pick. Do you think that the Yorick is looking to team fight, or mainly just stay side lane and draw that Pantheon away? Because there are so many different ways to play Yorick, and how he can build and how he can go and sort of diversify his build in a game really depends on how the team wants to play. And what do you think personally this Yorick is looking to do, Toppy is looking to do?
I said it in the draft, right, is I expect this Yorick to be a very heavy split pusher. That's not to say they won't join a team fight. I think that's a different conception of what we could talk about in this game. I think Yorick's going to join the fight when they're good and ready, when they've pushed out these towers, when they've got like all 3 tier 2 towers and there's an objective up, they're going to join that fight. But until then, good hook comes in, but that's styled with a nice little lockdown, just trying to keep them back. Half health the cow. See, these are the combos we were talking about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They can stop these. But now, the river fight going down in the
no mana on Saw.
Stella. Yeah, Saw's got to be very careful. Standing in a shroud is risky business.
We can already see that Yorick, a Pantheon matchup, making it a little bit messy. It's gonna be hard, at least, as that Yorick is about to hit 6. Although he has gone for a more farming style play with the instead of sort of saving up money for that Sheen power spike on the Trinity, he's gone for the Cull, actually, aiming for a bit of a long game.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, hold on. Don't take that shuriken. Okay, good.
Stella chose the right choice there.
I had to message them telepathically to say that, because if they took it, I'd be like, oh. But no, I think you're right. I think going Grasp is definitely like the let's play safe and just sort of farm this game out. Again, Yorick with a maiden level 16 is always something to be concerned about. So I'm curious to see, it's more about where are they going to put their eggs in the basket, right? Like there's a couple baskets on the map. I'm looking at these dragons stacking. If Yorick can get a soul especially something maybe tanky like a mountain. That's a good hook.
Oof.
Peak range, but styled. Very happy to disengage. If they can stack some really big, like a Mountain Soul, even like a Cloud Soul, you're not going to catch this Yorick. And in a side lane, it's going to suck.
Yeah, and especially with the amount of shutdown that they do have, just in terms of CC, it's actually very limited on the side of Next Gen 2026. You've got the Pantheon Shield Bash, and you've got the Nautilus, but other than that, the Mundo holds nothing, the Akali holds nothing, and the Sivir has no actual direct CC. That's going to be really bad for Toppy losing the Maiden this early.
Oh, I think it's not too bad. I don't think like it's... I missed that cannon though. 0.5%. I call that out every time. Rikoya knows. That's my spectator right there. He knows what I say. Bit of an interesting one. Yeah, I think Maiden early in the game doesn't really matter. It's all about keeping tempo. Hello, you would know this. You're a bit higher elo than me. It's all about maintaining tempo. If you can keep tempo in a game, you can get to the power spikes that you need. But that's a nice little fight going over.
It's true, wow.
It did still get picked up at Edurin.
Take it away. Odoran, I believe it is.
Odoran.
Taken away. And I'll say this, Kenvo is proving his spot as team captain. I believe almost every single one of his hooks has landed so far, as we get a little bit of a lane swap here.
You just caster cursed it, mate. You don't cast a curse.
Oh, have I just? Yes, we witnessed that the other day, actually. I didn't realize it was actually such a potent thing. It's like Macbeth.
It's so powerful.
It really is.
You can see as well. Oh, actually, hold on. Toppy landing some nice damage off as they were tanking that tower up. Ignite goes down. Kenvo might have panicked that a little bit.
Yeah, the tower doing a little bit more damage there than Jabo expected, I think. As Toppy certainly did look to gather something there. His flash was up, but playing safe, at least getting that Ignite away from Kenvo is very important.
We got some good pings as well, Hello. Now they're looking at these Void Grubs. So Dragon's not really the highest priority because there's so much priority down in the bot side for the side of Next Gen 2026. So I feel like Final Gen saying, hey, we have a Yorick. They want to split push. We have to get Void Grubs, and he's already there as they spawn. This is what I expect from this team.
Right on cue. I mean, yeah, having a Yorick or any split pusher, a Fiora, or a Trundle in the game, those grubs become just ×2 how much a dragon is worth because you just enhance that split pushing pressure to such a high degree, and looks like the entire team is ready and willing to go around enforcing it.
And like, I understand why they're giving here, and Perrin's just like, I'm just going to take drag. It's a bit of a consolation prize. Stacking drags is pretty good, but I still think these grubs are going to be so impactful because think of a Mundo too. Think of a Sivir who can auto shove lanes. If you're constantly hitting towers with Void Grubs, it's so good for Next Gen. So I feel like there should have been some sort of contest. In saying that, I understand why.
Yeah, I really do. I think in terms of sums, they certainly could have contested. I mean, pretty much all sums are available on the map right now, but at least they will get an extra bit of bot side as maybe just the gold, just the sheer gold, getting the gold on these high hyper carries, hyper scalers is what Next Gen 2026 is prioritizing here. As we've had a pretty quite a not a boring mid lane, so to speak, very peaceful one for the Akali, even though she's landing a lot of these shurikens and could be taking them if she so chose to.
I'm gonna say it now, pussy. No.
Listen,
we take those beautiful chains of corruption going straight back in. Aqua just gets hit with the death charge, but now Kenvo trying to hold on as they're trying to get a little bit more damage off the flash over the walls there. But look at the rest of the team. They're in the jungle. First blood still goes over. They just obliterate the fates of warfare coming in hard. Jaba is now trying to do something in a 1v5 and nothing got done. This monkey is just fooling around.
Wow, and that was a split team fight there. We saw, the bot side of Next Gen 2026 actually get caught out there quite effectively. But above the river, there was that perfect combo. The Wukong engage with the Orianna R, and then on top of that, Toppy had such perfect reactions, coming in, TPing quickly. If anything went bad, he didn't need to. Oh!
Zayla in the back line saying, hey, I can still pick up a consolation prize kill, and now here comes Toppy, but Adurin is now here as well, gets the monkey, gets the drop, gets the smite. Come on, Maiden, not enough damage. They just walk out. That's still 1-4. The return kill there is really nice for the side of Next Gen, but Final Gen are looking strong already. 2k up.
And picking up that feats of warfare as well. These upgraded boots, especially for a team that needs a lot of movement, is going to be so important. Is going to be just crucial.
Well,
and,
not the boots yet, Hallow. Not the boots yet.
No, of course, but just a component of gathering those boots.
Correct.
See,
take that. Yes, you take those. Keep it going.
He listened.
Yeah, it's the delay, guys. It's the delay. We had that pause. They hear me, but they don't.
It really, man, just with a Hextech Alternator and a Fiendish Codex there, taking the Oriana down right to half health. Only one more trade, and that's a full kill, as it does seem to be a little sneaky lane gank here from the Monkey.
Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey needs to do a poo on you. We've seen it before. I've been to that zoo.
It certainly was, but nothing is happening in this zoo tonight, as I think Wukong's just going for a quiet back there.
They're just holding the way. Look, this is actually what I sort of expected, except for that one big fight that started off the game. Soar's being chased down. It does get out of dodge. Besides that one big fight we saw in the river, it's been a slow game. When you get teams of this caliber that are quite skilled at the game and they know tempo, they know the skill expression, there's never actually that many kills. That's why you don't see many kills in like big pro games, because they know when their item spikes are good, and that's when they'll take fights.
Yeah, certainly. The thing is, it's a game of missteps, and both teams have made very few missteps. Besides that one little team fight, honestly, no other missteps have been made, and that's why it has been what seems to be a slow game. As we take a look at the Varus first item, the Guinsoo's first, a little bit unorthodox, as usually we get the Bork instead. I would be interested in knowing the thought process behind that. What do you think?
Speed, attack speed, good.
Certainly.
Most 80 carries would actually say. They go attack speed good. That's usually all you can get out of the 80 carry mains half the time, depending on the 80 carry, of course. Thanks for that rose.
Right for the taking.
Yeah, just looking right there. But now Toppy could be caught out as Zayla is up. Here comes Porin too. The Maiden's going to help a little bit, but Toppy is in a bit of a predicament. About almost half health, but Porin is a tanky boy. That Heartsteel stack is about to start stacking very nicely, and Toppy's holding on as best they can. Level 9, but look at Zayla 2's right there. Endurin is actually going to come back in. Monkey wants to get into this fight. Shield is good. Here comes Soar as well. Can they get the damage off? Soar's able to get. Toppy is still alive in this top side. He's holding on, but he cannot be denied. As now they're looking for a little bit more, as they are still on a Shockwave is even better. Endurin is now saying, Stella, come here. But no, Stella is running with a shuriken between their legs, and that is very dangerous.
Wow, what a little team fight there. Toppy performing exceptionally well, dodging numerous amounts of those Mundo briefcases. And we can take a look at the replay here. Look at this. If you watch up top, watch how he survived an incredibly large amount of time, not enough to get that last Q rotation off for the healing. But what we did witness there was the power of the Yorick Pantheon matchup, just keeping that Pantheon trapped. And Pantheon is such a, while he does have high base AD, his health limits are not that high, and he went for the Dirk first. And so you saw his health just get shredded there, and he could not ensure the Mundo gank to be perfectly successful, which just bought enough time for Final Gen to collapse.
Akra and Styles could be denied as he stolen the Nautilus. Kenvo, the team captain, said, "You're mine. This is what a Rageblade first item will do for you." But Jared was not even there. They were starting the drag with zero pressure or zero presence. And now their jungle's just getting decimated. That just feels like a really big miscall from Final Gen.
Yeah, that seems... Ooh, so we might get a little bit of something going on.
No.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. No smite steal from the Nautilus is pretty wildly here as we
let's look at this.
Look here.
Straight on in, and you can see Kenbo's there. 250 HP, and it's actually the Q or the W that does it, which is crazy. Sorry, the E that does it is actually insane. Then Aqua dies for it. Like the CC chain was perfect.
I understand the thought process of trying to push for these dragons, but that is gonna be such a negative. And we also saw as well another invade that allowed for another invade of that bot jungle.
Okay, Chains of Corruption hit, but into the Shroud. Can't get seen. That is rough. Aqua feeling like it was a little bit of a desperate play.
Yeah, you can feel a bit of desperation in all of these plays, honestly.
Yeah,
As both
Edoran,
teams
Cyclone's good. The rest of the team needs to come in. There's a redemption coming down, but can they hold back on as red side? Good hooks are there. Zaylin just picks up the monkey. Now Kenbo's in the back line too, just shaking out Aqua. Now they're trying to hold on as there's the actual perfect kills. Jaber picks up Aqua as well, and it looks like Next Gen are just cleaning up this fight. A double kill going over for Jaber. Absolute disaster for the side of Final Gen. A triple kill spells disaster, and an ace is just huge. And there's the pause.
Oh my word! What a team fight there. That was the perfect sort of symphony of events for Team Final Gen as we see it again. And take a look, you have these two tanky front lines just working in harmony as Jaber just gets to sit in the back line, putting out so much damage.
Yeah.
And Stella just sort of in the midst at the same time, getting the kill on Aqua, confirming the kill on what's it called, Toppy as well. And then Jaber's damage. That's Severe just putting out so much. It's the perfect lineup as well. There's so much meat for Final Gen to get through with this Nautilus, with this Mundo, with this Pantheon E. And if you saw as well, Zayla used the empowered Pantheon E to get that extra stats as they knew that this was going to be an extended fight, and it worked perfectly. It bought so much time. And another objective and feats of strength going over to Next Gen 2026.
You can see the gold now as well, which is definitely a big side of this. You can see top side as well. Zayla is just laughing at Toppy right now, saying, Toppy, you need to start stepping up 0-2 right now to 3-1-1. Like, that is not a score you ever want to see on a Pantheon, especially a Pantheon into this Yorick sort of matchup. At the same time, bot is a big difference. Yes, it's only about 400 gold, but 3 kills in the pocket is pretty nuts for this Sivir. The item's going to be looking real good. You can see that Yuntails is already completed. Picked up another BF sword, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to start looking at just an IE straight off the bat, but a little bit of attack speed, they could be looking at a couple other options.
Yeah, and I'm still a bit stuck on this Guinsoo's first. We did actually see Aqua put out a lot of autos on both the Pantheon and the Mundo, and unfortunately, the Mundo's still, even just with the Heartsteel and that Spectral Cowl, he's still too tanky, and the Guinsoo's without that % health damage, you don't have the correct materials needed to take out these team fights just yet. So with these bounties coming up though, if Final Gen can capitalize and potentially take a couple of them out on their key players, it certainly is still a very close game.
No, absolutely. And I think you're right. It all comes down to how willing are these teams to go. Like you said, this is the matchup of the night. These are the two teams that have shown grit, they've shown determination in this tournament to really prove that they are the powerhouses. We're starting to see the life of that and how they're actually utilizing their skills in these games. Because Akali, not the biggest champion we've seen in pro play, unless it's like Faker who's like to go for it. But now we're looking at 4 members going bot. The rest of the team's trying to show their worth, and they do disengage afterwards. Nice pick up there and good response from Final Gen.
Yeah, it was a good Canna collapse. And the thing is with Porin here, he has the Herald and can afford to use it whenever. In fact, with the sheer amount of time left in this game, he could just save it for the next dragon, which I think might be his strategy here. We do get this top lane matchup as expected, though. There is nothing that this Pantheon can do when this Yorick has these stacked waves. But with no sort of objectives up, with no vision to be controlled right now, it's just going to be a trading back and forth of waves.
We should get a candy cane Yorick, and they should be little Oompa Loompas.
Little elves. Little elves. I love elves. And
awesome.
I think, you know, Yorick with a couple elves, you know, you could have him looking like Santa Claus and stuff like that. I would love
the maiden
that for
could be, I
Christmas.
was going to say Mrs. Claus.
That would work
If
perfectly.
Yorick's Santa
That would
Claus,
work
Mrs. Claus is the
absolutely
maiden.
perfectly.
Got little minions of elves running around. The shield,
And
the shield barrier is like
the
an
back could
icy
be a little
parrot resin
workshop.
thing. Yep, we've done it. Thanks,
System
Riot.
elves behind the workshop. That would go
You're welcome.
great as we get 2 items complete on most champions now. The Wukong picking up the Sundered Sky.
I like it. It's going to be a little bit more healing in these team fights. It's pretty important, especially when these team fights are so drawn out. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe a Black Cleaver along the lines too. I think Yorick really is looking towards that too. But third Dragon online, this will spell soul point for the side of Next Gen 2026. So if there's no real response, I think they're just looking to give and say, we'll take the next drag, guys.
Yeah, and that's going to be a Hextech Soul, which for the side with the Severe Poke, and honestly, even just a long-range spear throw from the Pantheon, the slows and the damage is actually going to stack up very quickly.
Zayla's here. Depth Charge has been used. They're underneath this tower. They're already taken the tier 2. Cyclone's good, but doesn't really get much done. But here comes the Moo Cow. Beautiful shutdown. Kenvo has to flash out. Gets caught in the cage. That is not a present anyone was hoping to have today. Toppy picking up their first kill of the day. Rift Herald now charging down bot side. Let's see if there's any sort of response, but that response is, cool, you take tier 1, we're taking tier 3.
Yeah, we're back and Yorick is doing what he does best. He's going to be taking tier 3, and honestly, it's a very smart decision not to go for the inhib here, but a trade will occur with this Atacon, and we know how strong this Atacon is, but also how much of a bait objective it is.
It really
is. No vision on it though.
They have no vision, but they know they're on it. It's a quick look down bot side as they're going for a little bit more engage. He's stolen! No way did Enduro actually pop that off as they cleaned house, and they've already been hit with the debuff too. Stella is now being chunked down, has to perfect execution out, but no, Aqua says, I'll flash for that kill. They pick up another one. Zayla off the board, and Final Gen are well back in this game.
That is absolutely absurd. That is not, by the way, that is the third steal of this tournament. The third steal of the Atacon. That seems to be a very common theme here. People cannot secure this thing as it was a beautiful walk in and take, perfectly leashed by Next Gen 2026.
Let's watch that replay, though, because that was just absolutely phenomenal. They didn't even see it, but you see, Drew came in, can't even see it, boom, just beat the Smite fight. And now they're just so pumped up, and you can see there's Toppy coming in with the TP. Stella's like, we just got a hard commit, guys. I'm the sacrificial Akali, and still cannot survive the Ghost Flash, the beautiful arrows. They're just getting it done, and they pick up 2 kills for their trouble. Oh, hello, this is magical League of Legends, if ever I've seen it.
Isn't it just, I mean, you think it's going one way. We were just talking about how this Next Gen is stacking these dragons, and then Final Gen just comes in and steals this Atacon. It's anyone's game. Look at how the bounties have just swapped over to Final Gen now as the 4K gold lead has come into play, and we can take a look at these golds. That Yorick up 2K. That's absurd. Same with the Orianna, also up 2K. And that's not to mention the fact that this Wukong has clawed back so much. Up a K now. That's pretty crazy, all things considered, as this Dragon Soul coming up is going to be very important. It is going to be the team fight to watch for.
I'm going to have to bring my A game for this one because they are going to full send it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Yorick maybe with the Black Cleaver or the Hull Breaker here. No, they've got a Shojin with an Executioner's.
Toppy is a man after my own heart. I think there also might have been a slight misclick from Toppy there as the Maiden was released in the mid lane.
Torin as well has to run away. Kenvo is just blasted. There is no shield that can save you from a whole team on top of you. And it's a nice early pick before no objective, so it feels like they're just going to put in that pressure. I'm not really sure how I'm seeing this because they're looking for those 1-4 gameplay, right? Which is what I talked about. You want to see Toppy in this side lane, just hard pushing, taking objective towers. But now, look at Saw here, who's getting chased down. You should not be running that way. You need to clear that way quick, smart.
Not correct.
Nice work. The tower's still so healthy.
Dive is so available for them, though.
Is it, though? Here comes the cow as Saw is now trying to run away. Horan is charging them down, but might not have the damages. There's Redemption. Skullfire is good. They're going just straight back onto it. Shockwave is even better. They're underneath the tower. Saw, do not go back in. You are not allowed to stay there. You sent them in. Wow. Oh my God. Saw survives the game and actually gets out with all their limbs.
It was beautiful for him. In fact, Toppy at the same time was trading for the bot tier 2. So it's not completely lost, but still nonetheless. And look at that little Kench. I never knew there was a Kench there, a little snowy Kench. A very nice counter dive with that like follow-up from Styled and turning it into a kill on Zalia there is really effective and very efficient for Team Final Gen.
And that just felt like, again, another slight desperation player where Porin was like, we need to make something work here, guys. We need to take this tier 1 top side. It's a bit of a struggle. We're heading so close to the Baron. It is 24 minutes in this game. That is the next objective on the mark. It could be the case that they're going to look to flip a Baron for a Dragon. That's what this sort of tells me. This priority in the top side, they're looking at that.
And they can afford to. At this point, with these 3 dragons under their belt, they can afford to. But something that you mentioned, and something I'm only really noticing now, is the tier 1 top is up, and so is the tier 1 mid. They have such a, in terms of a tower lead, Final Gen has a 6 tower lead over Next Gen 2026. So there is so much time in this game. And while that dragon was traded, it wasn't really traded for much besides the top side there of Erdogan.
It was traded for nothing. It was traded for a scuttle. They lost a dragon for a scuttle.
Was there no camps up?
No.
Ooh,
it was already
Paran
gone.
Oh my dear, Paran feeling the pressure, certainly. Not a lot of gold in his pocket from
a
that
lot of
trade.
items, though. That's the problem. Finishing up their 3rd item, they just picked up the Thorn Mail. So, but at the same time, we see on the other side of that too, you got Ezurin, very comfortable. Black Cleaver locked in. So Thorn Mail versus Black Cleaver. Look, I've seen Mundos do some pretty crazy things. We'll have to see how this is going to play out in a team fight, but I don't know. It still feels very much in control of Final Gen. They have the Goldie, they have the towers, they have Toppy, who's got these tunnels to get back to lane very quickly. So I'm very concerned with what Next Gen is going to be able to do in this next team fight. Yes, our spectator knows it's all on this Sivir to sit back and just absolutely blast them. They've got the IE, they've got an Executioner's calling now too. So there's not much healing going on, but there's a whole lot of burst.
And the thing is with Team Next Gen 2026 is they've already seen how much this Yorick can take. So they are acutely aware of just how much pressure is on these side lanes. And this Pantheon who's wanting to get into the backline, get on Aqua, get on Soar, they're going to have to juggle this split push pressure so perfectly for the team fights to work in their favor.
And when you have a champion that can ultimate across the map and have a global, plus a teleport, plus another teleport with Stella, when you have a split pushing... Oh, did that cannon get taken? I think it did. Sorry, I get distracted by cannons. I've got a weird fixation on it. It's a good fixation to have when you're playing League of Legends. But
it's good to know that even the top players of the region still sometimes make the same mistakes as us lower level players, us noobs.
No, I'm saying they're noobs. You don't miss
again.
Cannons, man. That's the one thing in League of Legends you should not miss. You flash for a cannon if you need to.
The Baron has just started, but on no vision.
It's okay because Paran is probably aware that they're on it, but it's already gone. It's at 2k health. It's just been blasted so quickly, and now they can turn this fight. Toppy is walking at them. They take the blast cone. They have to get out of dodge nice and quick, but Baron's gone. 5 members strong. It's the steal of the century.
That was just incredibly like one of those paper shredding machines. I saw the Baron's health for a second. It disappeared the next second. That Varus putting in so much damage and just absolutely rinsing it off the map. That gold lead, even more oppressive now.
And that's the crazy part, right? Is we saw the great triple kill that came over for Jaber before in that initial team fight we saw. It really has amounted to nothing. The pressure's just gone. Like the Civ is still struggling to find any way into this game, but you've got a Terminus now picked up on this Varus. Aqua is feeling themselves. They are feeling so good in this game right now. The Ginsu's first item doesn't matter. That's irrelevant now. You're a 3-item Varus and you're going to be doing some damage. So it doesn't even matter what itemization picks you go for. You can get it done.
And with the tankiness of that Terminus, and also if you look at the Orianna with the shattered with the arm guard, the Seeker's arm guard there, the backline is already shored up. It's going to be very, very hard for this Akali. We haven't been paying much attention to the Akali here, as her job has just gotten so much more difficult. So much more difficult as this assassin.
Look, and then that's the struggle thing, right? It's a feast or famine champion. If you can get ahead on Akali, awesome. You're going to have a great game. You're going to have a lot of fun. But now they're looking at Toppy. So they're sending it full whack. Skyfall, but straight over the wall. Blow flushed into the Akali. But they do have that Shadow Flame. They can do a lot of damage. They're still able to dodge it out a little bit more. Redemption is nice. But can Toppy do it? It's not enough. And they still get flashes upon flashes. But now Kenvo trying to hold on as Aqua has been rooted. Holding on. Jaber is here now too. But look at that damage. It's beautiful. The healing is so good. One good arrow might slice through the team. Zayla's going to be sacrificed as well. And it is Sword who picks it up. And now they're looking to walk down mid. And it's just a bit of a rough turn of events for next gen.
It was so perfect for Jaber there as Kenvo catches out Aqua. Everything goes perfectly. The Ignite goes through the dredge line, but that Terminus just making him so tanky he cannot be touched.
Paran as well saying we're going to try and deny these backs. Style just sort of trying to walk away, but Duran is here trying to... Oh, he went through to take the hook. He might still die for his trouble as Stella picks up the return kill. Does use the monkey dash, gets the blast code out of dodge. Take the tunnel. It gets cancelled. He's trying to heal it up, but he gives it over to the Akali we talked about, Feast or Famine, and she is having a roast beef.
It certainly is a way they have clawed back at least somewhat of this
Dragon's
gold lead,
up.
although it still remains at 7k. And we've got to take everything we can get.
Well,
The
it's
team
sold
Next Gen
now. There's no
2026 says
jungler.
it might be sold.
There's no jungler to deny them. Like, this is an easy pickup. They can just go and take it. No contestation.
The classic downfall of Os, the greed of the Wukong in the jungle, there does lead to the Hextech Soul being picked up, which is going to apply a lot of pressure in these team fights.
It's going to alleviate so much as well for this Sivir, right? Like, you get a free static Shiv basically built into kit now. That's basically saying we're in season, next year's season, 2026 season. We can just have another item on our belt with this dragon in tow. And with Boots sitting off to the side, Sivir's going to have a bit more of an easier time. Navori Quick Blades is well finished off. They're definitely getting close. We're 30 minutes into the game, Hallow. It's looking so good, and we just need to hold on a little bit longer for next gen.
Honestly, they've done well in terms of holding on. They have done well, and their prime time, this late game end goal dream that they started from the glimpse of this draft is upon us. Let's just see if they can make it truly work. As we get Yorick putting in that pressure on that side lane, level 18, a 2-level lead over the Pantheon.
Look, and that's so to be expected as well, but now they got the Shredder's Drudge, but now the whole team's here. Zayla gets hit with the Cyclone, but they have to disengage. Maiden is now just sitting there.
Oh no!
Just doing what they do. It's fine, but holding on is what Next Gen is trying to do, because that Baron already been finished up now. They didn't really get all that much for it. They sort of got into the base a little bit, but they now lost a tier 1 up top side. I feel like they need to really start pushing this tempo a little bit faster. They've got the gold. There's still a solid 7k gold lead up. They need to be pushing a bit harder.
Certainly, yeah, we need to be pressuring as the ticking clock is upon us. We already saw while that Mundo was chasing the Wukong there, that Mundo's very, very tanky. Horan is incredibly tanky, and if he can, pop his R in the midst of about 3 of Final Gen, 3 members nearby, that healing, even with the Executioners, is gonna just overload the health. And so these fights are gonna go back and forth, and it is finally depending on who steps out incorrectly, and does Kenvo hit a nasty hook she might look for.
Oh, beautiful sidesteps, hits them with the Chains of Corruption, and where did they go? Absolutely disgusting as now. You can see Skyfall's in the backside. Just gone. Beautiful shutdown going over the Cell, who's doing that perfect execution into the back line. Zayla picks up the monkey too. Shockwave hits a few, but Jaber's on the rampage. Now they're getting even more double kill, looking for another triple kill. They've cleaned up this fight. Saw took out Zayla just for a little bit of a laugh, but that is an ace, and they can walk down mid now here, Hallow.
Oh my god. I mean, that is the ticking time bomb of the game. They got to it. They made it. They did it. And even with the mistake of Kenvo, or I should say the outplay of Aqua, sidestepping that dredge line so perfectly, it did not matter. It didn't make a difference. The Pantheon was there to do what he does best and get in that backline. Stunning, but Jaber was there putting in so much damage. That Severe does damage like crazy, and we saw it here.
And now they've broken the base from what was their last tier 1 standing is now a Nexus down. That turn is huge. And now look at the gold. It was a almost 7k gold lead. Kench Snowman, get off my screen, because it's 16 to 16 kills. It's a 2k, not even that, a 1.5k gold deficit between these two teams. This game has got incredibly even with a Baron up and ready to go.
Didn't I tell you, Pike, that these were going to be close games? Did I not tell you? And did we think that at 33 minutes in the game, it was going to be this close?
I never doubted for a second. It's Oceania, baby. We are all about the blood. We want fights. We want kills. We want disconnects. But that's a Chains of Corruption going to the sides. And now they're going to be very careful. One good re-engage could spell disaster. But they decide to say no. Let's push out mid.
The flash still up on Aqua still allows for a term of outplay for Team Final Gen, and that is that's what's going to decide how this team fight plays out, honestly.
Yeah, Baron's already been started up too. Porin says, we can do this now, guys. But look at Stella. They've got the sweeper. They know they have not been spotted out. This is the flank play. This is all that they need. If they can get onto Aqua, it is game over. We're turning Aqua into steam because they will be gray screening for a little bit too long. But Zayla sitting comfortably on the side. One good hook as they get put into that. But no, they're looking to go re-engage. Shockwave is huge. It's a lot of damage. Sword picks it up, and now look at Aqua in the back line too. Try to hold on, get the damage off, but now Stella is blasting through. No chance in hell. The double kill is good. Toppy's trying to hold on. He flashes out for dear life, and here is the monkey getting it done. Endurin is trying to get back in. Gets the pick. Toppy's knocking it down, but no, look at Porin, the tanky man himself. Can they hold it? Toppy's still alive. A double kill for Toppy, and final gen clean up with an ace.
The Undertaker is unkillable. And the flank, that beautiful flank from Stella, still wasn't enough, taking out Aqua even through the flash. But you can just see how tanky, how much survivability that the top side of Final Gen have, making it so difficult to get through. And look at that CC chain as well.
And that, just think, this is still the fight where Akali, this Stella took out the majority of their damage in this fight. It is really only Saw and Toppy with a big chunk of damage, maybe a bit of Wukong. But look at Endurin just sitting there saying, guys, I'll fight this out with you. Brothers in arms, let's get this done. And now they're looking at a Baron, and it's just cinema.
It really is. I mean, by all accounts, for Next Gen 2026, that fight should have gone well. It really should have. They had J-Bar there, but just the combination of the different moves made by Toppy there, using the wall to actually zone off the majority of the team, and then allowing for the CC knock-up, made for a crazy thing as we get a bit of an Elder congestion here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They're going to look for this fight. Elder with a Baron in tow is usually the nail in the coffin. Now they're going for a bit more of an engage, but Saw can be caught out. Skyfall comes down. They're looking on the back line. Look, it's not going to be enough. Even Aqua, the shockwave. It's so many. They get taken out, but the Elder has been secured. Now the fight comes down to a little bit more of a cleanup. Porin is absolutely blasting, and they still secure so much. The Soul, the little lightning strikes was getting it done, and 4 members strong are going to walk down this mid lane here, hello, and they might just end it. It is only styled. It is the man who's known for coaching. Haven't seen him play in a while. He is the last line of defense. And if we know anything about cows in this country alone, hello, is they go to the slaughterhouse. Oh, okay, they slaughtered others apparently.
He's not going down without a fight.
Style takes one, but that is going to be game. Heading over to Next Gen 2025, saying Final Gen, you've just met your match.
Cheeseburger dinners. I mean, what a game. What a game. What a game. That was absolutely absurd. It was so hard for Aqua to play. It was so hard for him to play. The perfect Skyfalls from that Pantheon. And when your team relies so heavily on the Varus damage, what do you do? What can you do?
Usually I would say probably in Champion Select you take Cleanse. Is usually a good answer to that. Like,
good suggestion.
But look, Ghost is good too. I'm not going to... These guys are the experts. They're better players than I am, but Cleanse seems pretty good when you got an Akali also coming on you. You got a bloody Nautilus who's going to hook you left, right, and center with a depth charge. Like, I don't know. Cleanse feels pretty good to me, but I'm not the one playing. I'm just casting.
We saw that Hextech Soul be so useful in all of those final fights. The slow it applied was insane. Just the disruption effects, enforcing that these team fights fell in the favor of those who collected those 4 Drakes. I mean, weren't these team fights so close though at all times, with only a couple members surviving besides that final fight?
I didn't expect them to actually be that close. I didn't expect Yorick or Toppy to be so prevalent in these team fights. I was hoping they'd go for something with like a hard split push and say, look, we know this Pantheon has to come and ulti down into these team fights and have to be really aggressive in how they're joining these fights, which just left Toppy to take everything. We saw that in probably 1 or maybe 2 really good instances, and that's just where it didn't feel. But let's have a look at some of these team fights as well, Hello, because some of these were actual magic, and that Cyclone was beautiful. But this is where we saw Next Gen really start to pop off, and then it sort of went downhill from there.
Putting out every auto is landing. Every auto is landing.
It's almost too easy. Like the kiting's too good. Like you see, they went for Stella there. There's the Skyfall too. Zayla's like, I want to join this, but the triple really should have set up J-Bar. But now all these other fights afterwards just were a little bit disastrous. Stealing the Otacon here as well might have been the nail in the coffin for some teams, but Final Gen weren't able to hold on. They got a couple of nice kills. The flash forward kind of worth, but at the end of the day, it's team fights like these that you got to be really careful of, and I worry for it sometimes.
Yeah, honestly, and that's the thing you really said. The nail in the coffin of stealing a red raw Atacon, just ready to take it. The fact that it still didn't go in the way of Final Gen, that late game team fight of Next Gen 2026 was just too strong. There's just too many stats, too much to go through, too much gold to sit through.
Yeah.
And with just the amount of mobility they have, I honestly think that Pantheon Skyfall was so crucial in just countless of these little team fights, just getting into the backline and causing so much confusion for Final Gen. It just spelt their end, certainly.
And I feel like this was the semi-throw that we saw initially, is where Wukong died and it was a bit of a rough fight. This one as well, like it's so choppy. Like this is a very chaotic team fight where one person goes down, another person on the other team, like it's 1-for-1, it's 1-for-2, win for win, and it just doesn't really feel like it's getting all that much done. But at the end, Next Gen were coming out on top. You have, like I said, the ticking time bomb was done. Civil was basically full build. She can just blast away. Stella's in the backline, just doing these awesome flanks. Like it makes sense.
Absolutely. I just think I want to ask, and this is a very important question as we get the poll up in chat. Big shout out. Thank you to Riot for supplying codes. If you'd like to vote currently for the MVP of that matchup, a code will be sent to them for the winning player. But who do you think, Pike, was the MVP for this game?
Ooh. That's a tough question.
Isn't it just? So many good players. How do you pick?
I honestly, I'm probably just going to give it to J-Bar just for trying to play as consistently as possible. Like, they only really, even then, 7-2 in that final scoreline. Like, they sort of did their job. They were just, like, throwing out bloody boomerangs the whole time. I think they all played very consistently. I probably wouldn't say any of them really deserved, like, a top tier. No one really stood out to me. But I think J-Bar was probably, like, my go-to. I'd be like, yep, they did what an 80 carry needed to do. So I'm going to give it to them.
They never got a little bit too, they never misstepped, really. They did what they were supposed to do. Yes. And honestly, I agree completely. As we saw, what a wonderful game. As we're going to head to a short break before we get into the next one. But stay tuned. We're going to have good games tonight. And we are back, of course, for more exciting games. But how good was that last game, Pike?
It was so good. I shouldn't have a mouthful of muffin right now because I just got some made for me, and I was like, I should probably eat in between these games. No, that last game was phenomenal. Like, honestly, for the first game casted in this tournament in TOR, man, I got no words other than a mouthful of muffin.
As good as that muffin, I hope. As good as that muffin. Let's take a look at the team lineups for this next game, though.
Let's have a look. These teams looking pretty good. Poltron's Kitten versus Summoners Savings. What? Hold on, I need to break down that name real quick. But Laughing Man, Poltron, Ma. We got Kevin Bacon. Obviously, Footloose is looking good. Namer as well, a fantastic name. But on the other side, Summoners Savings. We got Equi. Why not Chungy, Lock Aster? I actually think this might be my game of the night. This is the series. This is the game.
This is certainly a game that I have a lot of hope in. I love Laughing Man. He's a very dear friend of mine, top laner. I've seen Poltron play. I've seen Poltron's Olaf. That's what I'm looking for. I imagine it's going to get banned away. Ma putting on such a performance the other day, taking out the MVP spot on that Mel. I'm curious if we get a Mel today. But in terms of the actual scrims, Summoner's Savings getting the highest seed points. Why Not's team is absolutely amazing. And they are performing so well in sync that this game could go in any direction. Absolutely any direction.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like you've got Poltron. So Kim, he was one of the coaches for Chiefs. First roster in the LCP, first split for heading into first stand. Honestly, I think he did a stellar job. He was a very good coach. He's always been a good coach. Different side of that, you got Why Not, who was in the last split of Chiefs in the LCP. They've both got this experience coming from a much bigger region than OS. So it makes a lot of sense that they would go pretty hard, but we've got a draft ready to go, Hallow. Let's just jump straight into it because I'm ready to see what these guys are cooking up because Poltron's knowledge is going to be out the wazoo. Why not? He's feisty. He's not afraid to get in the weeds a little bit, but he does have that little chance to make mechanical misplays and maybe push things a little bit too far, but he can recover really well. So I want to see how he does this.
I'm interested in the bans because I really do think the Poltron Why Not matchup, it's gonna be so many jungle bans as we already get the Kiana just completely taken away. And I imagine, without a doubt, I'm taking this prediction now, there is no chance an Mbessa gets through this game. There is no chance an Mbessa is allowed through.
Get it out of there. I don't want to see Mbessa. I don't want to see a public execution in the back line happening for no reason. That sounds crazy.
That's an Urgot ban now. Laughing Man, an Urgot one trick. Now, I've been following Laughing Man's how he's been playing and everything, and he knew that he would have to tank this Urgot ban. He's been getting banned out on every single game, and so this is completely expected. We have so many picks for him to play. We've seen his Sion, I've seen his Shen, his Ornn, even his Yorick plays very, very well. As Chang'i's Ahri is completely and instantly banned out as well. We've got some real signature picks on both teams that are it's important that they are not allowed through, as that is Kevin Bacon's MF.
Look, honestly, MF was the first champion I ever got a Penta on, so I see why you got to get rid of it. There's the Mbessa. Nice call. Really well done. But you said a lot of junglers were going to get banned, and I'm seeing like one.
Evidently, they're confident. Yeah, well, the thing is, I really do think they'll come out with a couple more jungle bans, because how can you allow, as we get the Vi, how can you allow the two GOATs, the two team captains on both teams, their picks that they want? I would be incredibly surprised if the Olaf goes through, but I also know Poltron plays a pretty nasty Shaco, an AP Shaco, and if I was Team Why Not, I would not let that through for 1 second.
I'll be honest. If you pick Shaco here, you're trolling. Like straight off the bat, you're trolling. You do not pick Shaco in like a tournament like this. The champ, yes, pretty good in solo queue because it relies on unpredictability. But in a game like this, you know when people are going to be in certain places. Everything has a timer. So playing Shaco is all about how do you maximize different things. So I don't even see, but we're getting those picks coming in already. Sion, locked in. I love this. It's a strong front line, but into an Ornn and a Kai'Sa. Lock is going to have so much fun with a really good support. I'd love to see like a Nautilus, Leona, even like a mage, like a Lulu could be really good here. But we'll have to see what they're going to look at. There's the Orianna too.
That would be Mars' signature Orianna pick. One of the most played champions and very proficient, as the Neferi is taken away.
I love this.
That's a crazy pick. I'm pretty aware that actually is Why Not secret jungle Neferi pick, and stealing that away right out of his hands is going to put a disastrous wrench in the plans of Team Summoner Savings there.
You know what? I'm gonna cook a little bit, and
please.
I don't cook very often. Ornn jungle is kinda legit.
Orngle
is pretty legit.
Well, you never have to back. You never have to back. It's the tempo is out of this world.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Ornn jungle could be pretty good, but yes, taking the Neferi. Now, again, it comes down to that awesome combo again. You can get the charge off with the Neferi and still get hit with the beautiful orb to get a shockwave. What an instant access into the backline that I've ever seen. I love it. Poltron's cooking, and I'm here for it. But bans are coming out. Walk me through them.
Well, so we've got the Zyra ban here. It's interesting to see that must be Neymar's Zyra. I'm curious. I truly am curious about what Team Summoner Savings is thinking right now. After this Neferi lock-in, I'm imagining that they did not expect this at all. I truly am, because Poltron hasn't been playing a huge amount of Neferi, and this might have been a secret plan, a bit of secret tech to just throw them off their A game, and potentially it has a bit of work, as we are going to get Why Not's Wukong there. Going to be a Wukong jungle. A good counter to Neferi, stopping that constant mobility and constant movement.
And I like the Wukong again. It was in the same sort of last game. It's not going to have the same sort of pull, but Why Not is one of these junglers that loves to play aggressive. He will always be in a fight. He will always be doing something. He's a very proactive player. Now, that has pros and it has cons. We've seen Why Not be very good on these proactive junglers. I like him going on the Wukong because it said, lost my train of thought. Caitlyn Bard?
Yeah, take a look at that. What are your thoughts on that? That is a 2. Those were picked very quickly as well. What are we thinking about the Caitlyn Bard combo into the Nautilus Kai'Sa?
I genuinely have to sort of stop and think a little bit because you've locked in the Nautilus now too. Nautilus Kai'Sa is the bot lane. That is the combo.
To say the least.
I don't think, this might be stretching the truth a little bit. I don't think I've ever lost a lane when I play Kai'Sa with a Nautilus as my support. It is just so easy to work and get it done. Caitlyn Bard.
What are you thinking about the sort of the terminology and mix there between the Caitlyn and the Bard? How do they work together well?
I feel like if Bard's going to bail lane early, which is what Bards do, Caitlyn's going to have a little bit of a hard time. No matter how much range you have, a Nautilus hook is going to suck. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of team movement. I feel like it's really reliant on Poltron and Neymar being very proactive on the map and getting things in. Let's get into this game though, Hallow, because it's game number 2. Get that Tahm Kench out of my face. I want to see that sled with the little...
How many of those are on the map? There's a very large... I never noticed this.
Well, actually, did you know, fun fact, if you look at the cookies, there's cookies that are on the walls. If you look at those cookies, why not? Don't worry about the gameplay. Look at the cookies, that one. So these were all drawn by the creators of the game. Most of the game devs actually went and hand drew these. Yeah, that's Briar. They all drew these as like little sketches that took like 2 minutes.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And then they were like, we'll put it in the game. I was like, that's actually sick. Little Poppy, Tristana actually.
Are you a fan of the winter map as we get the whole tournament? The Oceanic Resurrection tournament is completely on this winter map.
This is the best map in the world. Like, they should just keep it all year round, if I'm being perfectly honest. There's little zigs.
Do you know what I've been doing? I've been listening to the just the YouTube recording of the background noise of how I love it. It's so cozy. It's so sweet. It's just very nice. It feels great to play League with this sort of like themed. Oh yeah.
Can you send me the 10-hour loop of that, please?
Just play that every single night. No, I listen. Brothers of the same cloth. I love it. How do you think this bot lane truly is going to go? We've thought about, Passionless leaving lane very early, and it's going to be so hard for Kevin Bacon, #Mog, to sort of lane while there's just a Nautilus and Asta. Asta is so reliable with these hooks. In all the scrims, Asta was hitting 10 out of 10 hooks, barely missing any of them. Like homing rockets, really.
It's hard, right? Like Asta is a phenomenal player. I've been watching them play for a long time now, and they can get it done. I feel like it's going to be a higher favor in the side of Locke and Asta, purely because their team comp is, the bot lane comp is exactly that. It is one of the strongest duos you can get in the game. In saying that, Bard, as a champion, is a menace. No one really likes versing a Bard because you're like, what's this Bard gonna do? And they sort of do whatever they want. And with a Caitlyn
really
in tow,
classify them, can you? They're so different. Every single Bard has a different way of playing the game, certainly.
Yeah. I've always loved Bards. I wish I could play Bard. I'm no Rusty the caster, unfortunately, and he was the best Bard in OS for a long time. So I want to sort of see how they're going to play this lane. I can't really give you a pick of like how it's going to go. Bard being extra range with Caitlyn, they're going to be able to poke them out and get the push, but the all-in from the other side is going to be so hard, and Summoner's savings they could just be saving the best picks, and it looks like they're going to get it done in this bot lane. Hopefully, I'd like to see them pop off.
Certainly, and we saw in that last game, if we think about the mid lane, we saw that Akali play very, very passive. Not really looking for taking any crazy shurikens, and not really looking to take any trades. And I'm wondering if Chungi is going to sort of switch that around and go for some more aggressive trades over onto this Orianna and look for some solos. But look at how much the Akali gets chunked out, and that's with the second win.
Oh, beautiful. Stuns are good. The hook is there. This could be a first kill going over. Asta is one auto attack. The heal comes out. They're going to get that 5-hit passive off from Kai'Sa, but Asta's low. They could look for a re-dive here if they're feeling extra bloody spicy about it. They just need to shove that wave, and Kevin Bacon needs to start being a bit more proactive with hitting these minions. Holding the wave is even better. Asta's chugging through these pots. Gets a good hook. Going to land one, as now they're looking for a little bit more as they get the first blood. Nice pickup by Poltron. Kimmy getting it done.
And that Nefiri pick coming in so clutch, and with the invulnerability allowing for early dives such as that, you can just see how Asta can't really do anything. It shuts him down, gets the root, but just take a look. Tower shot completely invalidated. It's gone. The dive was perfect. The heist went well. And we're going to see that a lot throughout this game, I imagine.
Yeah, the Hound's Pursuit being such a easy ability to just use. If you don't want to get hit or you want to cancel out damage, just jump up in the air and say, how do you do? Because it's just that easy for the dog sometimes. And I played a game of Neferi today. It's just a lot of fun. No way. Flash comes out from Chungi. Hello. What are you doing in this game?
Oh, sorry, I'm on my separate account there. Let me come back to casting for a second. No, that's Ma, and you could see Ma thinking about going for a flash, trying to secure a kill, another kill for Poltron's Kittens, but held back, showed that patience, that summoner spell maybe coming in a little bit more handy later.
We'll have to see Chungi, a little bit of a dangerous spot, but no mana on the side of Ma. It's definitely going to make it a little bit harder for them to be able to do any sort of abilities, but Astra as well, full health, full mana. That one death gave them a free back. Nice good old hook there. Is going to be enough as Locke's trying to get back in. Good damage goes off, but ooh, Kevin Bacon, return fire.
Even with that cull, this Caitlyn's early game is so oppressive and so dominant. You can really see it there. Getting just one trap on you could spell half your health bar being deleted. And while this is an aggressive lane, I don't think much will occur top. The Scion-Ornn matchup, a slow matchup, scaling, both just wanting to gather as much resources as possible, although a pretty hefty 20 CS lead on Laughing Man there.
Look, Laughing Man's definitely got control over this lane. Scion, like you said, is a bit more. They're both very team fight orientated top laners. They're happy just to be sort of like farming it up, and it's all about who's got that priority or at least that aggression. And Slave, I feel like they've got a different name than that. I can't keep calling them Slave, can I?
No, that's Exodent. Exodent works. If
Exodent sounds good.
If it's
Sounds
so
like
easy,
my
but
ex.
that's Eve Q. That's actually Eve Q. If that's that one's all it works as well.
Let's go with Exodent, because I'll be able to read that. But no, First Dragon already confirmed, but there's a fight down in the bot side, actually. They're looking for a little bit of a re-engage, trying to get that Void Seeker to flash forward. Why not? He's aggressive. He loves the fight. Nice little heals is going to be enough. The speed is good, but you're tanking under the tower. Throws down a trap. Now Kevin Bacon trying to hold on. The rest of the team up on the top side is trying to get a little bit of damage off, but now Chungi in the Shroud. He's going to walk out 1 for 1 this game so far.
Trading that dragon for one kill, especially this Ocean Drake so early, giving that little bit of a extra regeneration, is probably worth it. And in the eyes of Poltron's Kitten, is definitely going to be thinking that's worth it. Although, Kevin Bacon, #Mog, forced to barrier. And with this Nautilus looking, although they have the sort of protection of Poltron, dives are available, certainly.
No, they won't look for that one. That's a... we're trolling again if we're looking for a dive there with half health Nautilus and half mana Nautilus, but look, still, I love seeing why not being aggressive here. Farms equal, but both junglers with a kill apiece means they're incredibly even. It comes down to who's going to get those item spikes first, who's going to start taking over the game. Because like you said, it's the Poltron why not show this series.
Yeah, and they've both got that Tunneler as well. The Hextech Alternator finished on Chungi, so any of these trades will be doing a bit. As what is that exactly?
That's a Zir.
Oh, the Emperor.
That's a Zir.
Is it? Oh, yes, I see.
It's just
the bird.
Just a shit drawing.
No, it's beautiful as the hook lands.
Threads the
magnetic hook on Asta.
Trying to hold on. My screen's actually just gone black. No, it's all fixed now. Don't worry about it. And they're still just going to disengage this fight out. But again, Asta, like you said, lands in good hooks.
Yeah, the magnetic, truly magnetic is how I consider Asta's hook. Every single one constantly landing.
What's the cookie next to that one?
I never realized how much detail went into the map.
What is that? Is it a slug?
Is it a
Ziggs? Sled?
No, I despise slugs.
What the hell is that? Am I tripping?
No idea, but the grubs, a bit of a grub fight going on here.
Grub's already
having to get that last one there.
Takes one. Look, not too bad. Basically, with 2 grubs, you still get the tick of the objective. So you take the objective point. They got 1 apiece on both sides of the team. Both got 1 kill apiece too. Really going to come down to if they're going to get the first tower or not. And that's really any team's game.
Yeah, in terms of this Caitlyn, which usually looks to push in, take as many plates as possible. Man, there's so much detail on this map I never really realized. Oh, that's very sweet. Caitlyn looking to get as many plates as possible. it would be the angle for Poltron to potentially look for that bot lane turret, as Ornn can just sit and clear waves. As Sion, it's hard to get pushed.
Good
Another
hook,
magnetic
straight
hook
down. Kevin Bacon chunked so far. This is the difference, right? Bard, yes, is a bit of a disruptor. Yes, can stop the play. But with a Nautilus, you land a hook, you start the play, and you can run them down.
Absolutely, and I just think every one of these hooks landing spells a closer and closer demise, as they're having to use so much health to sort of survive it, and Locke and Asta just keeping a very nice position in this bot lane.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit of a freeze. It's nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. Nautilus, just... What is going on?
That's another Nautilus. I believe that's a Nautilus. Yes, it is.
Is it actually Nautilus?
Yes,
Show
yes.
me
I
again.
think
What?
it's
Show
the
me
head
again.
of the
How is
Nautilus.
that? That's not Nautilus. That's like, what's Metroid? Metroid?
Metrovania or something.
What's that game where you're the chick? Zero something. Zero suit something.
Another hook
That's
lands.
what it looks like. But now there's a big fight as there's the Tempest Fate going down. Kevin Bacon being held back inside. Has to flashes now. They're looking to re-engage. Here comes Neferi. Poltron wants in. Ace in the hole's going to land. That's just going to be negated a little bit more as Chungi is here. Kill it. Absolute perfection is looking good as Chungi has to be very careful and is, again, 0 for 0 in these team fights.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked either way there. The Bard are being forced to come out as Asta keeps landing these hooks. But just with that Hextech Alternator and that Fiendish Codex is not enough for the Akali to put out enough damage, even with the R added on top. Nothing going on in this top lane. Oh, call me wrong, the caster curse. Wow, a perfect buffer though.
Oh, nice Brittle. Gets the flash out of Laughing Man. He's not laughing at that, unfortunately.
Evidently not. It was really in terms of micro, it was very well played. The CC buffer from the Ornn, but also using that Scion ultimate to buffer the second recast of the Call of the Forge God. It's a really it's two giants, two titans in this top lane.
Been there. I know they're actually sticking around because why not? Brittle's still good. There's no mana on Laughing Man, and Exodus can just sort of run this down. Grass Prop is good, gets the knockup. This could be a solo bolo. Exodus walking out, and they're the one that's laughing now.
It's the classic top lane greed. You just want one more wave, please. But it will spell the demise for Laughing Man there, as Why Not picks up Dragon by himself here.
Oh, well, Poltron's in the area. This could spell disaster. Neither team really knows or is being proactive onto this. They know and they can see Poltron stop it. There's a fight coming up. Focus up there in the pit. It got stolen. Oh my god, it's actually huge. Poltron stealing away the dragon. Securing second one. Shockwave is good, but it's not going to be enough as now Wynot has to use that Cyclone Ace the hole onto the monkey. It's not going to be enough damage. Tempered Fate stops the Nautilus from re-engaging. It is huge as they secure the Fates of Warfare. Now Wynot's trying to hold back on. Asta picks up a kill and a huge play. 4 kills finally going over to Summoner's Savings.
It was an unlucky magical journey from the Bard there, using it to get into the Dragon Pit, but he didn't even take it. It was just Kevin Bacon, #Mog, getting in there, but to his own demise as he came face to face with a Nautilus and a Wukong. Not what you want to see in that Dragon Pit for sure.
Oh, nice. This Ashenless just getting a little bit of poke damage off. That was a huge play. Can we get a replay of that dragon fight? Actually, that would be phenomenal to see, because if you just look, the steal is so good. You see why not trying to hold on. The Tempered Fate stops the hook mid-air, but look at this Akali. Chung's in the backline, getting it done, and Kevin Bacon could not do anything about it.
No way to enter. In fact, only the way to enter was that magical journey, spelling his end there, but still picking up that second dragon for Poltron. Team Poltron there.
Look, and that's getting dangerously close to securing the boots, because you do have 2 objectives on the side of Poltron's kid, and they need 1 more to get the feats there, but now they just have to get the tower. It's all about the push, and I feel like if they put that priority into the bot side with a Caitlyn Bard, they can get the priority. They should be able to force that objective there and get a little bit more.
They certainly want to be looking for it. And with that with that extra movement speed from the Cloud Soul, they have a little bit of extra room to move around this map as they sort of take a look at why not red here.
Why not might not be able to get this. Could get got Tempered Fate. Ooh. Monkey see, monkey dodge. Depth charge is good, but now it's Caitlyn all alone as now they're trying to hold back on as Redemption's good. Asta actually goes down here. Kevin Bacon holds on, and it's 1 HP for Lock. A disaster.
Those refillable potions coming in clutch for the Kai'Sa there. The only thing keeping her alive as we saw the Bard roam, and it was time. He's gone. Let's dive this. Caitlyn didn't go exactly as planned, trading 1 for 1 on Asta there.
Honestly, trading 1 for 1 is a huge thing for Kevin Bacon. That is exactly what you want to try and get out of that situation. Sadly, it was Asta who just overcommitted a little bit too much, giving over that kill. That's a fantastic outcome because you can't push. You can't take any tower plates if your support's dead and you're on almost 1 HP. So I think that was a really good turn of events. Kevin Bacon, almost my MVP for this game, but now they're looking for it again. Good hook, as now Hallow's getting caught out. Gets that healing off, but can he get any more damage off? As there's the charge down. Chungy in the back line, trying to get some damage off with stun too. Here comes the Forge God calling out the man himself. That's just so much damage. They're trying to give the kill over to Locke, and they do indeed. Exodus is just holding on, and still Rift Herald will be the prize.
The movement of the Akali there, using that R to get away, was so smart. They could not continue that team fight how they wanted to continue it. And even with the Ornn coming in and getting a little bit of disruption, it was a really good pullback from Chungy.
There's a TP coming in as well. Chungy just so safe, using that perfect execution. Still gets hit up. Exeter now as well. That was a really nice Forge God, but they only really got one player. They got Laughing Man only. The rest was just pressure.
Yeah, and
Burst Tower secured bot side.
Oh yes, at the same time. Pick up that Rift Herald. It will be useful, but take a look at the bounties. Almost every member of Team Summoner Savings sitting on a bounty there, as we can see the gold difference is a little bit substantial.
Look, 2K at 16 minutes is not unheard of, especially when you do have a lead. You have 2-0. Like, they're down a little bit of farm, and it's not too bad. But now, I will tell you, everything is down to this next fight. Both teams are on one objective apiece. Oh, 2 objective apiece, sorry. One has first tower, one has first kills. It is down to the next objective, who gets the feats of warfare and secures the empowered boots. This is going to be a huge dragon fight coming up in just 20 seconds.
And it's interesting because it's sort of the mirrored effect. For Summoner Savings, their top side, Akali, Wukong, and the Ornn all have flash up. But on the other side, look at the amount of flashes on Team Poltron's Kitten. And without the flash on the Kai'Sa, it's going to make it very hard for her to play this desired fight.
I think it almost doesn't matter at this point. You have the Kraken items are online now. They're looking at why not. The Cyclone's been kicked off. They're trying to start this fight up a little bit prematurely just to try and take away the blue. But now look at Astra in the back line. Lands the good hook. That's a good Tempered Fate, keeping them alive. But the rest of the team can follow up way too easily. It's just too much. And now Chungy's on the back line. Look at Locke as well. That is the huge Kraken Slayer getting it done. And they're going to secure this dragon. And they're going to get the feats of warfare. It is easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
It was such a clean team fight, really. That gold advantage so visible there, as it didn't seem like Poltron's Kittens could force farm. Poltron attempting to survive, but falling there. And that Bard just taking out Asta and the Bard himself didn't seem to have the desired effect that Passionless was looking for.
And I think the big question that sort of I'm being raised here is, why were they in their jungle trying to contest the blue in the first place? You needed to just prioritize staying around the dragon and get the team together. You have no top laners. They're your main source of like big engage. Why were they taking such an aggressive fight with not much vision, no full priority over the objective? They were just looking for a fight because they could, and it cost them the objective.
Yeah, it certainly was a very risky play that didn't seem to work out as the Rift Herald.
Oh, take that charge, baby.
Asta's in.
Get there. Take it all the way. Yes! Nice. Mid tower open.
Gonna go for another? No. I love greeting the Rift Herald personally. Always hit for 2 drives there, but that first tower or that mid tower tier 1 going down is going to be very good and open the map up greatly for Summoner's Savings.
And if I can just say real quick, hello, what a difference we're seeing in the exact same matchup from last game. We are seeing Chungi on this Akali driving it very differently.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
The big thing I would say is, like, yes, they're getting the same sort of flanks, but they're being more successful at it. They're doing a little bit, they're doing less, but they're getting more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we saw in that last game was while the Akali was, getting these flanks off and putting in the work, the damage output just wasn't the same. And because of this little early extra lead that Chungi has secured for themselves, that damage is almost double. And getting these kills and getting it out has been working for them. Absolutely.
Yeah, fully. And now with items starting to come online properly, Kai'Sa getting that 2-item power spike is pretty massive. That Ginsu's is going to be so impactful in this game. And now Artikan spawning on this bot side, we are entering into the one objective everyone throws over.
Certainly, it would be interesting to see if there was ever going to be a steal, as there was last game. It will be this game. Why not? And Poltron definitely have their sights set and their smite set on this objective.
Oh, I see what you did there. A bit of wordplay.
Hey, a little bit of wordplay. We love that.
Look at
We
this
absolutely
guy.
love that. So we get a bit of vision secure.
See, now this is smarter play. Like, Poltron's not overextending. They know the Artikan's an objective on the board. They're looking down bot side, but now Asta and Locke are here. They need to be very careful. 4 members just getting the good chunks out. Good to see.
Just that Spear of Shojin, though, with no second item on that.
Yeah, I don't
yet.
know.
Even with the double recast hitting, it's not an insane amount of damage. It's not a crazy
like
amount
it?
of damage. I don't mind the Spear of Shojin, and especially for a comp like this, where you need a front line, you need that health. You really do need that health. And adding with the Nefarious Invulnerability, it does provide a bit of slipperiness, but you are sacrificing damage. Her initial sort of main idea of being this backline assassin muddies out when you take her a little bit bruisery, but
Can we get a gold
We'll see
check?
if it works
Actually,
out.
I'd love to see if they're any close to getting a black cleaver, because that's definitely what they're building towards. They're not even close, so I feel like Artikan is probably just gone here, unless Hallow's going to
Although-
get beautiful Tempered Fate, secures 2 and Artikan as well. But now they're looking to re-engage back in. Kill Instinct goes forward. It's just going to be too much. They've taken it too much. Chungi, absolute disaster. The perfect execution was indeed perfect. Look at Kevin Bacon. Shuriken did not land. And it is just the Artikan that is their prize because they played it spectacularly.
yeah, you could just see there the clear matchup between the Neferi and the Wukong. Poltron forced to use his invulnerability so early on that first Wukong Cyclone, but he always has a second one. He can just recast the second one, and it does not matter how tanky he was, because look at how quickly the team follows up. The Killer Instinct from the Kai'Sa immediately catching in and putting out so much damage. The follow-up, their whole team is there, and the Orianna, who's taken a bit of a tankier build, that Roa Seraphs that we've seen so much, even hitting such a huge ult, is just not doing enough.
Yeah, look, and they did trade their mid tower for it as well, so both mid-tier ones are down. Dragon is up in 30 seconds, though. That is definitely where these teams are both pinging. They're trying to get that early. Good vision on the top side as well, or the bot side, sorry. Chungi getting some good push, almost level 16. They have not faltered yet. 302, and Kai'Sa, Locke is 404. 600 gold bounty. If you kill this Kai'Sa, it flips the script.
It certainly does, and they have the tools to do it, but they're gonna need Summoner Savings to misstep here as another hook lands onto Poltron.
Ultron looking for something, but now Passionless has to Magical Journey away. But here's Laughing Man, wrong side of the wall, but don't worry, Magical Journey is still there available. But they've started up the drag. They're looking to just pull it out. Why not? Likes these trades. Why not will win a 50-50 if given the chance in Oceania? Maybe not LCB, but there's the reengage. The huge Cyclone. Forge God gets Ken sent all the way back. Locke is in the back line, punching out on Kevin Bacon. Footloose is not the movie he wanted to watch tonight, and he said, you know what? I like double kills. I want to win this game. And Poltron is not able to hold on. Last man standing, and they just have to walk away, tail between legs.
What a combo there. The Wukong Kai'Sa instant reactions. That flash cyclone knocking up 3 members of Team Poltron's Kittens. Just so much damage immediately being put out. And that Kraken Slayer Gwinsu's is so visible as it now is about to get upgraded from the Ornn upgrades. Locke just got even a little bit scarier.
Tempered Fate going out, but Locke just quick on the draw, hands like a god. You know what? That's a hand model right there, if ever I've seen it. Get that person a watch, maybe some rings. Let's take some photos. Let's not get weirded out.
Uses some moisturizer, but I will just say, in terms of these Tempered Fates, we saw it attempted in that last team fight, but missing entirely. And the Bard v Nautilus has been a contentious matchup throughout this game. That Nautilus, the dredge line, and that knockup has been so useful and pivotal in securing the lockdown on the important members.
Nationalist is here. The big question I always ask myself whenever I see a Bard in the game, they need to be asking this one simple question, and it's WWKD. Hello, do you know what that stands for?
WWKD.
Yeah.
When will... When will... No, when will Ken
you're close, but not far.
When will... No, that's not right.
No.
When will...
What would Carrier do? Is the simple question you have to ask. What would Carrier do?
I hate to say this, I love Carrier. Beryl is actually my Bard goat. Till I die. I am so sorry, but I'll die on the hill.
Fair enough.
Which Worlds was that? Worlds, I believe that was Worlds 20. It was one of them where Beryl was just performing absolutely brilliantly on that Bard.
Fantastic player. Fantastic.
He really
player.
is.
Like, it's not even a question. But no, still, you gotta ask. I like to ask myself, what would Carrier do if I was playing Bard? And you gotta have that mindset, because Bard is, again, not a feast or famine, but it all comes down to that team synergy. If you are not good in your comms, you're not going to be landing the things right. Your Tempered Fate is such a disruptor in a game. If you don't do it, that's heartbreaking.
But speaking of comms, how visible is Summoner Savings comms? You can just see they are working in unison. It's like an Olympic.
Goal for another one. Poltron has to jump over the wall. Killer Instinct is an easy pickup. Locke is godlike, and the Baron is called.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a real quick one here. We are 2-15, and there is nothing Poltron's Kittens can do to stop this Baron from being rinsed once again. Just like last game, it's so quick.
Yeah, look, and that's just what's going to happen with a Kai'Sa. Terminus on board too. Like, what can you do? I told you, this is the bot lane duo that should never be given in any sort of pro play. Do not give Kai'Sa Nautilus. It sucks.
I love Chungy, and I love the build path going here. We have a Medjai's with 10 stacks on it, and that will end this game with 25. Mark my words, I'm certain of it.
Are you putting money on that?
Let's put $20. Hey, listen,
I don't have $20.
$20 added to the TOR prize pool if that Medjai's does not lose any stacks, as I'm certain there will be no outplays. Ooh. But it's still not completely over on Team Poltron's Kit, and there are still angles available to them.
Sadly, they are getting nearer and nearer to that 10k gold, just almost death strike, as they've used a redemption just to
heal up Poltron there.
Wait, did they jump up in the air and negate the healing? I think we need to check that. If I can get confirmation from admins, because that feels a little bit troll if you ask me. As the gold lead again, so close, 500 gold difference, tower's gone. It's definitely swung in their favor. 10, 11k gold lead, mere tier 2's down. Eviden, Exiden is caught. I almost had a stroke trying to say that name for a second. Like, whoa, what's going on?
The invisible factor of the Ornn upgrades, you can see level 17, every single one just upgraded. That's so much extra gold on a team that's already so far ahead in gold, who just secured the bot side jungle as well as Why Not Sundered Sky. Final upgrade.
That is...
Oh, here it is.
Hold on. I think they didn't get the redemption. I think they said, nah, I don't need it, guys. I don't need it. You save your healing for someone else.
I love the confidence from Poltron. We'll see if that can continue. Another upgrade coming out in the redemption for the Nort.
That's fully upgraded. Whole team ready to go. Rearing, and this is another step above. Like, this makes Kai'Sa even more immortal, because they're starting to build what seems to be a GA by the looks of it. And if GA comes online, it's game over. How do you kill this Kai'Sa? You don't have the pressure, you don't have the gold, you don't have the damage, you just don't have it.
Yeah, and as we look at Kevin Bacon #Mog here, we haven't really seen a lot. We saw that really nice outplay dive, but it's so hard for this Caitlyn to play in these team fights when the enemy team just has so much damage. And with that Wukong Nimbus Strike and getting in with the clone, how can you operate as a Caitlyn seeing this mountain of gold against you?
Please don't be there. Caitlyn's safe. I don't know if Bard's going to be safe. Poltron is caught out. Locke has found their mark. Just trying to clearing out the jungle. Like,
I love it. I love it from Poltron here. These are, by the way, as they've stacked the fire drakes here, so much damage being added, even more damage added being on to Team Summoner Savings here. They've got everything going for them in this game.
With the next dragon, so they would have only just secured that dragon about 40 seconds ago, so we didn't even get to see it. But with 3 Infernal Drags, their damage is massive. And there's the Forge God called out. Asta, good flash from Hallow. Ma is saying, I want to stay away from any of this. But still, that is a flash down. It's a 5-bet. Wait, okay, Tempered Fate's good. Let's see if they go for a fight. Why Not's in the area. Passionless is caught in the middle of all of it. Now they're trying to go, okay, Locke says, see you later. I'll take it. Beautiful flash there as Exodus actually flashed in the way of the ace in the hole. Locke trying to stay alive a little bit longer. Laughing Man trying to pick up as the flash comes out. Nautilus getting out of the goods, but now they're looking into this tower. Tier 2, so much damage. The Cyclone is able to get it done, and they can do everything. A triple kill heading over to Chungi. Let's see if we can make it a quadra kill, because this is so much damage. Laughing Man, the tank on the side of Poltron's Kittens, is about to go down in a 4v3, 4v1. It's a 5v1. It's just too much. The unofficial quadra kill heading over to Chungi. This is a different Akali that we saw in game 1, and I am here for it, Hallow, because they are looking to clean up this game right here, right now.
I am speechless with that team fight. And Pike, take a look at the Medjais on that Akali. What did I say?
I don't know.
He is playing on form. Playing on form.
Game's not over.
The damage, it's not over. It absolutely isn't. But it was such a strong team fight as we saw both top laners of the teams being just taken out of the equation. We had the Sion and the Ornn just sort of fighting each other while the rest... What was that? Something
Did
was
someone just use a Zhonya's?
Yes, I did see something
Who?
used there.
What?
I am slightly
Where?
uncertain. I believe the Bard used something. I'm not sure what, though. Either way, I mean, what a good split team fight. And I mean, just the coordination to know how to go, when to go in, as we are 2-20 with an insane gold lead for the side of Summoner's Savings.
The fact that, oh, hold on, they're looking at the Lock, Ace in the hole, trying to go back in. I shouldn't have taken a bite of my food. TP's now coming out. They want to go back into it. Astra's in the back line. Nice little dodge back up as they're trying to look at this tank. Reset as the Forge God comes out. Tempered Fate a little bit too slow. Look at Chungi. They're in the line. Kevin Bacon's just gone. It's just obliteration. Triple up. There's going to be a Penta. Hallow. As they get the Quadra. They get the Penta. No, it's stolen. Accident. Stolen by stealing my heart and cold-blooded in that. Absolute disaster for Locke. You know they're screaming at their teammate.
A disaster for every single viewer's pick'ems as well, as that would have been the first official Penta of the tournament. Although, speaking of the tournament, this will be the game going out towards Summoner Savings as they take the Nexus very swiftly.
I mean, an easy 32 minutes, 40 seconds is the timer of the game, and it's a little bit too easy for Summoner's Savings. Poltron trained Why Not a little bit too well back in the day, because it was just easy pickings. That was full control from the start of the game right to the end.
That was, it was surgical. It truly was surgical. 2 mistakes, 2 kills given to the high amount, just the sheer gold difference throughout that game. Even with the objectives allowing to give a couple dragons here and there, it was just such a slow choke until the finish, till the end. They did not allow any mistakes.
Let's have a look at the last two
some
fights.
of the fights.
They were looking so good, Hal, as well. Like that, even the Tempered Fate, it started to look so good, and then it just really didn't. And Locke just blew Poltron up. No chance. Laughing Man's like, yeah, keep fighting, guys. We got this. You don't got this. It's gonna go south very fast, because look at Why Not. Look at Chungi. They said, oh, look, there's a tower there. I don't care.
It's genuinely hard for me to consider the fact that Kevin Bacon #Mog had the IE, the Yuntal, and the LDR. It did not feel like it. That Caitlyn just did not feel like she was putting out any damage at all into this comp. That Wukong with the Trinity, with the Death Stance, and the upgraded Sun to the Sky, so tanky. No deaths. No deaths on... Look at this, by the way. The only 2 deaths in the entire team on Asta. What a performance from Team Summoner Savings.
And that was was going to be the most beautiful and swift pentakill I might have ever seen in any sort of tournament in Oceania, but stolen. Honestly.
That's a vendetta you never forget.
Or a little bit too rough in my opinion, but still a fantastic game. Summoner Savings really stepped up that game and sort of showed us what good tempo looks like. They literally said, we got one little thing here, we can snowball this further, and they took everything else from there. No questions asked. I just don't think anyone from Poltron's Kittens had an answer for what they were bringing to the floor.
Yeah, you really saw just the slight misstep in that second drag when Poltron's Kitten walked a little bit too deep into the jungle, and that was just immediately collapsed upon. You could just see it there. Why Not's team looking for any mistakes?
Yes.
We're going to move to game 3, but we're going to take a tiny little break first, but we'll see you later. We are back right on time, perfectly on time, and just how that game went for Summoner's Savings. Absolutely perfect. Pike, I mean, final just thoughts, the overview of how that game went.
Stomping. Just like you've grabbed Poltron's kittens, put them in a bag, swung the bag around, and then just thrown it as far as you could. Like that's sort of almost how that felt or how it sort of went. Not to say that it wasn't a terrible showing for Poltron's kittens. I just think Why Not's team had so much better experience. They knew how to take a lead. They knew what to run with. And I think that's where we just saw the indecision or like maybe the lack of experience from the other side.
Yeah, that like chance and ability to take a lead was so visible. The single misstep, the single outplay, just leading to more and more gold being snowballed. It was insane just how efficient and how every team member, something I noticed specifically, every team member was so in sync. The follow-ups from Locke, that killer instinct with the Kai'Sa was instantaneous. With the Wukong Cyclone, every single time they were there together, hand in hand. But let's take a look at the next match.
All right. This is a little bit of an interesting team here, and I might walk you through this one. You got Team Capybara with a very cool logo there, but you got Rush Hour. So obviously they've got a couple movies behind their belts. We'll have to see where they're going to come with, but there are names here that have gone down in oceanic infamy, if I'm being honest. You can't ignore Mighty Bulldog and Violet. Violet is, in my own humble opinion, one of the greatest Oceanic League of Legends players to ever come out of our region. I'm not trying to throw too much. I'm not trying to like touch his butthole or anything, but he is very good. He is very good.
That's a big claim. That is a very big claim.
It is. But putting him in support feels a little bit sacrilegious. He is an AD carry player. I want to see him in AD carry because he can pop off every time, but I know why they've done it. But still, let's breeze past that real quick. We got another team to talk about too. We got Willy Wonka. Now this guy.
Oh my God.
Everyone always has opinions. He's the top laner, all right.
That is a top laner. Certainly there. Oh my God, Willy Wonka. Putting on so many good performances, putting on such a showing. I think, especially against Strawberries, I've seen Strawberries play. I've seen the champ pool both these champions have. One thing we're going to be looking out for is the Ambessa for sure. There's either they get picked away very quickly or banned away very quickly because we don't want anyone on these pick. But furthermore, the Super Asian. The Super Asian. I love the Super Asian jungle. His Vi, his Wukong, he plays amazing picks, and I cannot wait to see what he's got in store for this game.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was their name. I thought you were saying something very different. I was like, hello, I don't know if you're allowed to do this.
I say it with absolute pride. The Super Asian. I am especially looking forward to this game.
Okay.
But one thing I want to know is, do you think, as we get into draft right now, and this goes into it, what bans are we going to be looking for? We did see a decent amount of ADC. We saw some support bans, but we also see a majority of jungle bans, especially throughout this tournament. Are we going to get that again? Because we have Halo in the mid lane here. Now, I'm pretty sure I versed Halo today, who put on an absolute performance on the Yone, and I would love to see it come out in this game.
Look, in these sorts of tournaments, right, it's hard to determine what your bans are going to be, because that's a Lee Sin ban. No one really bans Lee Sin. It's not a champion you need to ban. You just need to learn to outplay it. But it's a very hard champion, high skill ceiling. I don't know, but there's the Ambessa ban. You called it. Nicely done. You're the GOAT now as well. It makes sense. Take Wonka off the board. You got to get rid of his Jax. You got to get rid of his Irelia, these champions that he can hard carry on. That's just what he's going to do. But I'm looking down below me at Rush Hour, and we got Violet on AD carry with Bulldog in support. I thought that's what it was meant to be, because Violet is going to run this game. I think Clown is about to be sent packing straight back into that little mini car, but it's Violet just punching him into that mini car and just saying, no. That's just what it's going to be.
I love the confidence in that prediction. And just to play devil advocate, I'm going to go for Clown here. Listen, I understand how strong you think Violet is. I know how good Violet is, but someone's got to be behind the Clown. Someone's got to be behind him, and it's going to be me. Because I think Clown and Muchi, they work well together. They have such good synergy, and they're going to do very well. At least we'll see. As you predicted, that Jax ban from Rush Hour. We cannot allow Willy Wonka on it.
Get it out of there. Get the Jace out as well. They are all hyper carry top laners right there. That is what we're being banned at. If they force him onto any sort of like tank, he's just going to have a hard time. He's going to be mental booms instantly. That's what Wonka does. He'll either run it down and go 0-10, or he's going to go 10-0 and he's going to be at Nexus in 15 minutes. There's no real in between. I'm kidding, Wonka. He knows I'm kidding. I've played this game with him before. But no, we see the Wukong being picked up. I like the Syndra. Bit of scaling.
Mudley on the Syndra there. Now, Mudley, listen, Mudley performs when he needs to perform. And I think he's in top form to perform. And I think against Halo, that's going to be closer than we expect. That's going to be a really close matchup and to watch out for in this game as the Sivir is picked up for Violet there. What do you think about Sivir's Violet Sivir?
Violet Sivir is like watching Da Vinci try to paint the Mona Lisa. It's not complete yet, but you know it's going to be good. That's how I'm going to put it. I'm putting a lot on this right now, and you know what? Violet's the guy. I'll back this guy for a lot. I still think he was the best AD carry Chiefs had in their roster all year long. I stand by it. We got Kaiser Reldo. That's a tough nut to crack.
Very much ensure, and we also get the Super Asian on his signature Wukong. It is a threat. Fun. It is an absolute threat as a Lulu is locked in to allow Violet to make the plays that you're so confident he's going to make.
It's done. The second Rel goes in, you're going to get polymorphed instantly. It's going to negate anything in your kit as this Rel. Sorry, Civ is going to hard farm and get 11 CS per minute. No sweat. It's over. Bot lane's done. Go next. Game's over. I'm finished with it.
We'll have to see what Magic here and what Halo has to say about that. Because take a look, we've got an Aurora ban. Rush Hour is aware. We have to be a little bit on the ball about what Halo can lock in and if they can disrupt this Rush Hour comp with some sort of strange pick as a Poppy ban and finally a Renekton ban on the other side. Willy Wonka's Renekton out of the tournament.
I really love the Poppy ban because it sort of says we know you're going to try and stop us from going in. That Poppy is the disengaged champion. Same with almost like a Milio. Like I would say a Milio on the side of Rush Hour would have been phenomenal too, but it doesn't really pair well with the Sivir. So I think the Lulu putting those empowered auto attacks, phenomenal. Udyr, bit of a wonky ban. I'm sure that's probably like maybe Derma plays a lot of this. That's
Strawberries. Strawberry plays a really decent amount. And I guess it obviously could be flexed towards the jungle, but getting out that comfort pick is going to have to be a really good play as we get an Ornn top. Strawberries on Ornn into Willy Wonka here. We'll see what Willy picks.
What does Willy pick? Because who knows? And that's a Ryze being locked in too. That's Ryze going mid, so Halo's obviously going to be feeling something because this is all very late game. We're literally looking for 25 minutes plus on what they got. Fiora. Oh! I better come back.
Fiora lock-in for Willy Wonka. The game is warped. It is going to be all eyes on this top lane. Into the Ornn as well. A strong counter pick. A very strong counter pick indeed. There's a Malphite. A Malphite jungle.
What do you do when a Fiora is up against you? You throw a mountain at her. If you do not have that riposte up, it's just Yova. Because that's dirty. Malphite jungle is going to suck to verse.
Absolutely, and even we're gonna definitely see a Black Cleaver come in from the Wukong here. Will it be enough to shred through the tanky 2 Ornn Malphite? That is a very beefy front line for the Sivir to have, and the Syndra and the Lulu, and with no easy backline access besides the Wukong, these front to backs are gonna get messy in these team fights.
It all comes down to who pulls the trigger first. And I can already tell you Derma's going to pull that trigger first 9 times out of 10 and say, who am I going on? You're looking at Kaiser, you're looking at Ryze. You can't really look at this Fiora, but Wonka is not going to team fight. Wonka won't want a team fight. He's going to sit in the side lane all game because that's what Fioras do. He doesn't want to do that. So I think Wonka's going to really have a good performance on this. On the counter side of that, it's Violet Bulldog. You put money on that,
I've got to say though that is a slow scaling pick. We're really not going to see a huge amount coming out from the start. And if New can sort of get a little bit of a foot in the door, we might see some contention on that domination from the bot lane. And the Syndra Ryze matchup, something to watch out for as well. It can be a little bit volatile. If Mudley, little bit early shot on that E, on that pushback there, Halo can get that lead that he needs to take over some of these teamfights, as the teamfighting power of Rush Hour is one that is decently clumped. You are going to have the Ornn and the Malphite near each other and the backline collected. So a couple EQs, a couple overloads could twist and turn the favor for Team Capybara.
Look, and you mentioned about getting your foot in the door, right? I have actually seen Bulldog like kick down a door. He can do anything. This Bulldog, he's got that force. He's a big guy. He's a very kind guy, very kind eyes, but he's kicked doors down before, and as a Lulu, he's going to polymorph that door and just be like, no, I go here.
Well, it's going to be an interesting thing because in terms of peel, they have a decently more aggressive comp of Rush Hour. In terms of peel, they have that Lulu polymorph, but who are you using it on? With Rel and the Wukong engaging both in, what's your choice there? You are going to have to make a split-second decision, and if it's coordinated well enough by Team Capybara, it's going to come down to the wire, certainly.
You pull the trigger on whoever starts it, right? If Rel goes in, you get her out of the action. You need to sort of disengage that really quick. If Wukong's in it first, get him out of the action. Stop these Cyclones from stacking up and being able to move a little bit further. You need to just stop the all-out engage, because then you can flip the script. That's why you have a Malphite. It's why you have an Ornn. They can just say, okay, you started the fight, let's end this fight, and they will go forward. They love that front to back. It's like you said, it's a big mountain. It's the literal Forge God. They can stand there and take anything you throw at them. In saying that, there is a Ryze. If we just channel in our inner Faker, that pick could be the decider, in my opinion.
It certainly could, and something that I'm thinking about in terms of itemization, both the Ryze and the Kai'Sa, due to the hybrid scaling, can't afford to go the Banshee's Veil, which will just completely ruin any game plan of the Malphite to engage. They're going to have to find a way to get rid of it, and as well as the Syndra, you know, those nice sneaky catch out from bushes, it might make it a little bit more difficult, and will sort of allow for a bit more of, what's the word? Signage. They're gonna have to know Rush Hour isn't gonna be able to hide the engages because we have to get through these Banshee's Veils and these shields.
I think you got shields on both sides, right, Helen? Like, you got Lulu shield, you got a Sivir spell shield, like, Malphite's just got a tank, he just does whatever he wants. Ornn can build shielding too. Like, Syndra, depending on what she wants to go, might, but I feel like she needs to go that first. There's so many little micro interactions. This is what I love. And let me take you back to the OG days of pike casting. It's all about the circles, Howard. It's all about circles. Any great caster out there will be like, there's lots of circles. You got a Malphite with his ultimate, that's a circle. There's like, you got a Rel who can come down, that's a magnet circle, right? Ryze, Realm Warp, that's a circle. There's a lot of circles going on. Circles kind of freak me out.
Speaking of Realm Warps, I mean, I love seeing a Ryze because that is just the complete game-changing ability. What do you think about the Realm Warp into the backline here? I mean, will we see any predictions for this game? Because getting that Wukong, or more important, getting that Fiora right into the back can change everything.
We're going to see one, and it's going to fail. I'm calling that now. We're going to see one.
Tier 3,
they're going to do
2.
something. It's going to be like in the jungle somewhere, looking at an objective. They're going to send like, Ryze is only going to go solo, maybe with Rel, and it's just going to be like, oh, they're behind us because they've got vision. That's what's going to happen.
It perfectly is, as we might cut to a very small break as we get this game all in order. But very interesting drafts to look at, and I'm very excited for this game.
Ooh.
And we are back, of course. A slight change of plans, as it wouldn't be OS without technical problems, Pike. It really wouldn't.
Right.
Halo, unfortunately, is going to be subbed out and replaced by McKinnon in the mid lane. Unfortunate, of course, but that's why we have subs in this tournament, and it's so good that we can still have this game, and we can still have such an interesting match about to occur.
Look, I agree. Look, it depends, like, right? Like, when you have a sub come in, especially in the circumstance that drafts have already been done, that can't change. That throws a spanner in the works, right? Like, that, if people have put in channel point predictions already, I'd be a little bit worried, because this changes the state of the game. Because how confident is this player on Rise? Can they get it done? Are they going to be confident? Obviously, a lot of these guys high elo, they know what they're doing, but Rise is a high mechanic champion.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And especially into like something like a Syndra Mudley. If you're not confident in the mid lane and on that champion, we're really going to see that. We're really going to see that. Something else as well, losing that team captain. I'm interested to see losing that shot caller. Have they prepared for someone else to step up? Have they prepared for the team to still work in unison, to still work in absolute harmony?
I don't know. I'm not there. I'm here. That's fine.
We'll have to.
But I want to ask you as well, though, now that we've got a little bit of time, we're going to jump into the game in just a second. Do you think the outcome's changed? You were backing those boys. Do you think it's changed?
I really was. And I have so much faith in Halo. I really thought that was going to come out. But honestly, and this is without a doubt, McKinnon Ose is a very good player. McKinnon is a very good player. And if anyone had to sub in and replace this team captain, it's going to be him. So you know what? I'm still keeping my hopes on Team Capybara.
Team Capybara, look, their logo is they're chilling in a hot spring. I don't know, Rush Hour, they've been known to make some pretty ballsy plays, especially when they've done some very, very inappropriate things in that movie. But it's a good movie. Let's have a look at where this game is going to go, though, Hello. It's time.
Let's take a look.
It's looking... Clown's going to have a... Nah, you know what? I'm going to stay positive. I'm not going to do it. I just think Violet's very good.
I love the support, because that's what OS is about. We've seen it throughout in the chat. So many people with so much different support, so many different opinions on different players. As honestly, we get Jupiter, we get McKinnon on this Rise, and I'm ready to see. This is the moment that players are waiting for, especially in the sub role, getting ready to move up in the position, prove themselves. And if we can get a good performance here, you're going to be floating. You're absolutely going to be floating if you can prove that you can perform.
Oh, Mudley could be caught out. Nice little slow has to burn that flash early. Bulldog is doing more damage than Clown is going to do all game. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to flame. I actually love Clown. Clown's a really good player. I've casted Clown a lot over in like the QUT sort of scene too. Fantastic. Knows what they're doing. Very aggressive. Very strong will. No, don't you dare. Hold on, they can be caught out as beautiful sidestep from Bulldog. Oh my god, it's disgusting. And this is the Violet effect. Sometimes you gotta go ultraviolet and it's gonna suck.
Well, at least it's a trade. Flash for flash. Mudley lost his flash, and now Mew not finding flashes. They're gonna go through this little tribush here. Not a pretty trade, certainly. Not a pretty trade.
Like, they're not even at the first wave yet, and they're already making such big trades like this. Potions are burnt. It's just already reset. Sitting in these bushes, it hurts to watch here, Hallow.
Yeah, we knew that this bot lane was the lane to watch. We really, really did. And I think we'll be keeping our eyes on it for a majority of the game, because it's going to be a tough time for Clown and Nichi to get any sort of, as I said, that foothold, but it is doable. It absolutely is doable.
The one thing about League of Legends we should all know by now is every game is winnable until the Nexus goes down. A lot of people might find that controversial. I still back it.
No, I'm a big supporter until the Ancient falls, until the Nexus falls. We keep playing, we keep fighting. As much as my solo queue teammates call me a hostage, and hate me for doing that. But
I've been called a hostage many times, and you know what I say to that? Phooey! I play games out. I don't give up.
I mean, I'm here to play League, and I'm here to watch League, And I mean, so far, these two games that we have watched have been truly incredible. And this one is just waiting, just cooking. And let's take a look then.
Strawberries, good rep post. It's going to be enough there inside. Oh! Wonka gets it done with the solo bolo topside.
You mentioned that coin flip. Feast or famine, is he going to go 10-0? Is he going to go 0-10?
Yeah.
We're looking like we hit heads. We really are as the first blood goes over. And especially in this Fiora-Ornn matchup where Fiora is in such an advantageous position. Any extra gold is going to make Strawberry's life living hell.
Look, strawberries and cream is what we should be calling them because they're not going to be able to survive these fights. And look at this. Dodges out the belly by flashing and hits them. Oh.
The Vital must have been somewhat buffered there as we get a little bit of a dive looking from his mouth.
I don't know
just
what they're trying to do is they're
in.
throwing the polymorph down. Bulldog is very confident with this. They get all their flashes and they get a double kill to boot. Easy pickings for the mountain.
That's crazy that can just occur. The Malphite sort of just stomp him down under the tower, and beautiful tower aggro juggling there to ensure such a dive, really. That was very clinical. Very, very clinical.
This is the difference, right? Like when people sort of say, oh, what's the difference between like a master player and a challenger player? This is what I can show you right now. 14 CS to 32. A Kai'Sa being forced onto a Cull with now a Sivir with a pickaxe. Like, you look at this, Clown can't play the game because Violet and Bulldog are controlling the lane state to perfection. To perfection.
Which means these other lanes are gonna have to flourish. And we did see that in Willy Wonka's lane. And if we can look in this mid lane, Ryze is performing well. McKinnon is putting on a good performance against this Syndra. Her not having flash allows him to get even just a small CS lead, but every bit matters in this game.
That's it. Nice combos coming out of Strawberries. Down but never out. Ornn is always inevitable, but there's a Vital. Oh, Wonka is feeling good.
And the freeze holds as well, as there's now a bit of bot lane contention.
Not too much, but still looking fairly good. Violet again, definitely got control over this lane, wanting to maintain and at least deny as much CS as possible. As it is a 15 plus goal CS lead. We'll have to see what these items are going to look into because Violet is just saying, guys, just slow push. But look, the Super Asian is off to the side, looking for the wraparound.
Yeah, and we did just see in the top lane there, that Fiora, Willy Wonka backing on such a stacked wave means that the Ornn loses so much, and there's going to be immediately a level lead.
Oh my god.
As these trades.
What do you do?
What can you do?
There's nothing you can do. You need the Super Asian to be there. The Super Asian says, I can't help, guys. They're fed. They've got an assist. They've got an assist and they're fed.
It's certainly... There's so much
Grand Challenge,
and
this is
lane.
Wonka's time to shine as the Grand Challenge has been forced and done, but Strawberries again forced off just everything.
I think a freeze will at least be attempted to be held by Willy Wonka, but the Dragon coming down for Team Rush Shower.
Well, this is what you do, right? This is smart gameplay. If your top side is losing this hard, again, it's an Ornn. They're going to be relevant in the game regardless of how hard they've lost. Put all your eggs in this bot lane. Get every dragon. Get all the objectives down here. And you will start to see big dividends on how you play this game. That's just how it's going to be done.
Certainly, certainly. As we can see, the Malphite, something out of the ordinary that I've always loved to see is the Malphite's going Malignants first, but opting for the Barmies, he is going to be tanky. And with those too early pickups, he's going to be tanky early.
Four straight on in as the unlimited power is too good.
Cannon finds himself falling there as the Feats of Warfare triple kill goes over to Team Rush Hour. 3 kills on this Malphite.
That's what I was about to say. 3 kills on
mountain.
Malphite's disgusting.
It'll be a very tanky mountain. But if anyone can deal with it, it is the best duelist in the game, Fiora. As there seems to be a lane swap as Violet comes top lane.
This makes sense. Getting the lane swap early is going to stop Wonka from perma-freezing these waves and shoving them in. Getting Violet to be that sort of counteractive and be able to do a little bit more is great, because Violet's ahead. So this makes a lot of sense. Now Wonka's like, okay, I better go for a walk and try and get some vision. Void grubs are spawning. the Super Asian is already here, ready to go, because Derma's just backed and they're looking for a reset instead.
Pings are going out though, as Malphite does move towards his top side, but I think all 3 grubs will be secured for Team Capybara here. The Super Asian has been going for a more passive approach compared to the Malphite's constant ganks. We'll see if it can pay out, even with the CS lead on that Malphite as well.
4 members up on this top side, and the pressure that Violet and Bulldog are putting on right now is crazy. How they're all there. Good scatter of the week, but Mudley not going to be able to get too much off it. This is the scary part. Why is the AD carry and the top laner from either side just struggling to verse each other? This is unheard of.
It looks awkward, doesn't it,
does.
down there in the bot lane? It does not look very easy on both ends.
Do you remember when Ornn tank AD carry was a thing? Clown.
No.
Kill the flash forward Clown. He's joking all over us.
Wow, the opportunity found by Clown. Strawberry's not having a good lane. He could not find luck in the top lane and didn't find luck in the bot lane either. Getting a soloed there by the Kai'Sa.
And Wonka is back, did not burn the TP. Look at the damage that Violet's already doing. That was half a combo. Don't dash forward, Wonka. Don't do it. Look what happens.
My God, down to a quarter health. This is frankly absurd. Just a flat out dive could be achieved if they so desired, as he's forced to back on this wave.
Oh, cancelled the back too. And you can see Kai'Sa's already coming back up. Here is Mewtwo trying to join back in. But yeah, this is the difference, right? Sivir can just push in these waves. 40 CS up. Told ya, it's going to be an actual nightmare. This is perfect, almost perfect CS right now, by the way.
It certainly is, and the Super Asian, no lanes truly ganked yet. No, nothing really assisted yet, as I want to try for something. But he has been power farming. He's got this Cyclone now. It's how he uses it that's going to mean a difference for this game.
That's what every woman's ever told me. What? It's how do I use my Cyclone correctly?
And we're going to see, we really are going to see that. And if anyone can do it, I truly believe the Super Asian can, as they want to repeat gank on this Rise. Look at the Malphite hovering.
Look, no mana. Look, got 1/4 health already down. Like, you got to be very careful with how you're going to use that. TP coming in from Ornn into this top side, so Strawberries wants to get some kisses underway. Strawberry kisses. I hope you understood that reference just then.
I didn't understand that reference. I'm so sorry.
God, I'm
Strawberries,
so
aren't those
old.
little...
Fuck.
No. Those like lollies, like that little minion guy, Strawberries
It's a
and
song!
cream.
I started singing the song Strawberry Kisses.
I thought that was from an advertisement.
I think I'm a boomer.
No, it's just I lack ball knowledge so dearly. I
'cause I'm a
truly
boomer.
do. No,
You know what?
absolutely
I'm
not.
Young at heart.
You're in your prime as you know what? You're in your prime as your prediction on this Violet dominance has come to play, has come to pass so truly. 111 CS, 10 CS per minute, performing very well.
Look, when you got the Pack Sivir skin, you're obviously doing something right. You've got had that account for a long time. But actually, no, we did all just get access to Pack Sivir just recently.
Yes,
Thank you,
I saw that.
Gumayushi, giving us that Pack Sivir skin. You are the bomb. Much appreciated. It's going to make my account worth so much more now. Good scatter of the week is it is a level down for Mudley. But now it's a big magnet storm coming in. Cyclone's looking even better, but can Bulldog hold on as Derma's in the wrong side of the jungle? Here comes Violet, though. Big choo-choo train coming on in. As now Derma's jumping over the wall. There's Clown jumping over with the kill instinct. Scatter of the week is good, but now there's the Dragon doing damage. Derma picks up Kai'Sa. No chance in hell you're surviving his look at Violet in this backline. Throws out a little bit more. Can the Krugs get any more damage? Mudley picking up their first kill of the game. And now the Dragon is inside. Now Strawberry as well on this top side being taken out. No, Wonka, don't overstep. It's not your time. As they do get out with just a little bit of health. And with those Void Grubs get some damage off, but still a huge fight in this bot side. Let's try and get a replay of that one.
Yeah, I mean, it looked okay, as Violet wasn't in the team fight yet, but you can see the difference in ideas on what the teams wanted to do. And then watch the Rise flash over straight into the scatter of the week. It's just lucky positioning as 2 stuns go through, and he just gets absolutely slapped to death by that mountain. The Super Asian gets out, but it didn't look good in terms of team fighting. If they had instead of following in the river and just followed that Mal fight, it might have looked a little bit prettier. But the moment that Violet gets in these team fights, the damage is so visible. It's so visible.
Much. And it's only an Essence Reaver right now that is online. Like, that's one item, and the Sivir is already feeling like a 2-3 item Sivir. It does feel like it's just going to get worse and worse. But what I saw in that fight, that was the big one, is, yes, the Kai'Sa. We saw Clown Killer Instinct into the pit to keep the fight going on Derma. Little did they know, we saw the Rise flash into... Oh no, there's a Syndra. Mudley was there. It just felt like they didn't have the right information or the vision to make such an aggressive play. They still went for it, so I love that. I love the proactivity we're seeing. But you need to be smarter with it.
Oh, they're coming for Willy here.
There's the hunt. Willy Wonka could be caught
Look at them all.
It's 4 members high. There's going to be a riposte in there somewhere. There's the flash forward. They just need to wait. There's the riposte. Big stuns on top. Wonka, you cannot survive that. They are too meaty for you.
What are you going to do when you just have 4 members of Team Rush Hour rushing up to your lane? You have 1 boss. You need a couple more. So much CC. Wow.
Clown!
And
He's laughing. What do you do, though? What do you do?
It's really rough. Clown
Oh, wait. This is what you do. You send the cavalry. You send the cavalry. All right. The Super Asian is here. Mudley, last cone's good. Over the wrong side. Still gets stunned up. I think they might be dead. Yep. Confirmed.
First assist, but this Wukong is here. He finished his first item and he's ready to go. And at least that's something for him, as they do trade though that first turret mid tier 1.
And that's the feats of warfare already confirmed too. 14.5 minutes securing that with first tower mid. They got those kills early on. They're really in control of this game, and it is revolving around this jungler, funnily enough. It's just looking so good for Derma. 4-0-3. They've got the Sunfire on board. They've got an Aegis that's probably going to be... I don't even know what that could turn into. It's going to be something dirty and tanky, and that lucky Shamrock is going to get it done.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's just an unending despair, just wanting to sit in these team fights and heal constantly. And you know what? It's no problem that this Malphite kills so early, because we saw in that little dragon fight the Kai'Sa attempting to Killer Instinct over the wall, but with that Sunfire, he's just too tanky. You can't really follow him or attempt to pick him out because he's so tanky. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing in this game. It's easy to pilot, but it's flying well.
And it's almost as if you're seeing that Team Capybara is just too slow to the plays. They've already taken Rift Herald as it spawned. So it's like, how do you start to get ahead of the curve? You need to start thinking in a matter of like almost minutes, not seconds. It's like, how can we be at objective sooner rather than later? Because they can't keep giving these over. It's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah, and just in terms of items as well, Essence Reaver BF Sword and the upgraded boots, not fully upgraded yet, but still, that is such a strong bot lane right now. Your prediction is coming straight into effect, as we are going to need these bounties to be collected for Team Capybara to have a chance here.
Yeah, let's look at that gold lead. Oh, 1,100 difference in 80 carries, which isn't all that much, if I'm being honest. But you've got to look at jungle too. And top. What the hell's happening top?
Yeah, and I mean that's the Willy Wonka factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm still concerned over this Wukong's influence. You know, there's been a lot of the super full clears, not a lot of engages, although he's going for it now.
Like I said, you polymorph whoever walks up first. It disengages every fight. It makes sense.
It's hard to find an angle, but that is what they need. They really need an angle as Willy Wonka looks.
Yeah, Wonka's happy to sit over there because look, Ornn's now caught out. If they're on the wrong side, if they do not get back under that, but Strawberries has to flash already. Look, there's 2 fights going off. There's the TP coming in. Mudley wants to get the nice little flank. They're on a ward, gets the stun up. There it is. The Magnet Storm is going to engage, but no, they can't. Morris Clown is able to pick up Mudley. A little bit overstepped, but look at Nucci. They're gone too. Violet is getting the damage off the redemption now. There's the Unstoppable Force. It's blasting up Jay, but can they do anything more as Wonka's now joining this fight? They have to disengage. But no, Sivir. Violet wants back into this fight, but Wonka's saying, I can keep fighting this one out. Riposte is looking at me. Look at the Clown. He's too low. The flash goes forward. Violet fears no man. And that's a shutdown going over to Jupiter. Can they keep charging forward? They say, no, we take what we get. Let's get the drag instead.
Rise did pick up that Malphite at the end, but Violet's damage, the movement and the peel from Lulu, even with 4 members of your team attempting to get on, possible. It's so hard to do.
What do you do? It's like, yeah, like you said, movement speed, shielding, the wild growth as well, if used correctly, is rough. They used everything to get Mud Lee, and then they really had nothing left until Fiora joined this fight. Look at Derma as well, being so tanky, barely took any damage. They're just low on mana. They didn't really want to fight that. And then Violet's like, guys, commit. We can keep going. And Clown is not going to be able to hold on to this one. But still good trades across the board.
Yeah, it certainly is, as even though that fight might have looked like it went one way or the other, the gold lead is only looking at about, at 800 or so gold lead.
Yeah.
Not too crazy. Rise shutdown, as we said, it is, and we saw it in that fight, it's a comp together. They form up on each other. A couple good EQs in there could at least right for Team Capybara.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they can do this. I think Willy Wonka is that saving grace, right? That's where the gold lead is. Now, Violet could be saying, I might be caught out, as there's a riposte already. Unfoldable Force, good! Flash comes out. Wonka, clean on the hands.
Very good reactions, needed good reactions in a game like this, where we have to be split second dodging these Malphite ults.
Yeah, looking, putting down some good vision. No ultimate on Dermis. They shouldn't really be looking to take this fight, as look, there's the Super Asian as well. The Forge God comes out too. Can they get the recharge? It does get cancelled out. Clown picks up Derma. Now they're looking at a good knockup. Cancels out Clown's killer instincts. And now they're going to be worried as Wonka is doing a lot of damage very low. Needs to be careful. If he does get shut down, that is a huge amount of gold heading over. But look at Violet still walking at Jupiter. Says, I don't need heals, guys. Burns the flash. And they are going to look down. Artican is available. Yuchi as well. Very, very cautious.
Yeah, and even in a fight that should ideally go in their favor, no Malphite ult. Derma walking up a little bit too far forward, and just Super Asian getting that knock up on both the Lulu and Violet there. It should go good, but unfortunately, Violet is so big at this point. So the level advantage, the health advantage is just too much for Capybara to get through.
11 CS per minute, 4 kills, 0 deaths, an IE to boot, and let's look at this fight again.
Great zoning from Willy Wonka onto Mud Lee here.
Yeah, they're getting that good knock-up. Yeah, look, it was just looking so good. You can see Wonka on the back trying to get things done, but there's only so much you can really get through. Yes, you've got 2 items. Yes, you've got that Ravenous. Yes, you've got the Shojin. But is it enough? As Muchi is here, Wonka could be caught out as they're looking to collapse down onto this Fiora. Mighty Bulldog does get stunned up, but still, they need a look at the Super Asian as now they're caught out. Scatter the Weak hits them. It's going to be enough. Mud Lee lands it. Now they're looking at Muchi as Willy Wonka coming back in. Smited down. Can they hold off a little bit more of the damage? The hunt goes down. Look at the beautiful shot. The double kill for Mud Lee. They're back in it. Unstoppable Force says, Clown, get out of my game. You're not welcome here anymore. And they just pick up even more. Look at the thumbs down. Violet is just, a little bit dirty with that one.
Yeah, a little bit of BM almost, but the Super Asian getting caught out there, just spelling the demise, and the tempo allowed for Team Rush Hour to just take one after the other, and then Atakan on top. What we're finding here with Willy Wonka is he's performing amazingly, but the Fiora, that champion, falters so hard in team fights. Yeah. Best duelist, of course, but then you get to these team fights where we're really needing that top lane factor, just not putting enough in, just not being able to get enough in due to that sort of, that dueling.
And that's like why, it comes down to what the champion really does. Like you said, it's all about the 1v1s, but in a team fight, they can't get as much done because they want to do single damage to one. What? Strawberries. Oh. Did you cancel your back? Yes, you did. That's okay. But then in these team fight, Cannon? Classic. Clown is upset about it. But, right, and then imagine if we had them on a different champion, like a Jax, for instance. That's the same sort of tech that you would get, where you can still split push, you can still be a menace, but your team fight is really good. Hop, skip, and jump up. See ya.
Wow.
That's quick.
Shutdown, unfortunately, over to the Rel, though. Not what you want.
Yeah. Look, that's okay. Like, a kill's a kill. That's Lulu's first death. It's not the end of the world. 0, 1, and 9 is still very respectable in the support community. We'll take it.
Absolutely, absolutely. As it was an unending on this Mao fight, now picking up the full chain vest is going to be, or the Warden's Mail is going to make it even tankier and even harder to get through. We're going to need that Rise. Not a lot of MR on that Mao fight. It's up to the Rise to get through him.
And Derma's now in a bit of a weird spot because they could be caught out. Blast Cone's been used to sort of navigate, but look, gotta be careful. 10 seconds on drag. It is an Infernal Soul, and we're on soul point for Rush Hour. They need to have control of this, but Wonka decides that that is not the case. One good team fight here, Hello, could spell soul.
Absolutely, and the eyes to keep on is Derma. I mean, the engage of the comp.
Wonka, Killer Instinct is not going to be used, but now here's the Forge God as well. Beautiful, pull into the Magnet Storm, gets the reshuffle down. Mudley's already taken out Wonka, Clown's gone too. It's just an absolute obliteration on the side of Team Capybara. There is nothing they could do. Violet just absolutely shredded them.
Yeah, I mean, good lord, what a team fight. They found themselves a slight bit out of position there as Willy Wonka gets caught and is forced to use the riposte early. Watch that Mao fight, triple knock-up, securing 3. Getting Clown with Mud Lee there, and the Super Asian trying his best to sort of stop it. It's not going to be enough. You're going to find yourself falling, and that's such a solid team fight for Rush Hour.
It's so big. Rush Hour is really on fire tonight. 707 on Violet. I told you, this was the lane to watch. They are almost about to flame Horizon their opponent. They have the Executioners. They have even more crit. They're at 90 crit right now. That's a lot of damage at 24 minutes in the game. You could probably go do Baron when it spawns in 5 seconds.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Shock. Thank you for the raid as you've come in perfect timing for a real good game.
Hey, Shocky, welcome in. All right, let's get back into it as Wonka's looking for this one. Riposte is good. Wild Growth is even better. Scatter of the Weak hits 3. What do you do? As it's a double kill for Mudley. They want even more. Jupiter cannot hold. Triples looking even better. Baron's the call, but look at mid. It is an easy walk for that inhibitor.
Wow, I mean, it's just CC combo after CC combo, and Team Capybara is finding it rough to live, rough to move, and even rough to breathe, as all members besides Clown falter.
Look at this, the Wild Growth was good, the
slow-mo!
It's absolute disaster. Just,
my favorite part is the Rise coming in.
Oh, yeah, Rise roll.
Don't worry, team! McKinnon's here!
Ooh, you cannot fight. But that Scatter of the Weak, honestly, I think was the big play right there. And look, Violet's like, I'll take these towers. It's fine. 8-0-10 again. The Evolved E. The IE's looking good.
Look at the flank.
Be careful. Could be caught out, but Forge God's call might have just saved it for another team fight. You're still alive. The rest of the team's coming in to join this. The shield is good. The flash out, but it's still going to be Cloud getting that kill. But now they're in the back line. Mudley gets the Zonias, trying to hold on a little bit longer. There's the one. Violet is now feeling good and blasting through. No way to Sidra. She's just taken out. Beautiful polymorph, though. The Super Asian is the only one left standing. And the rest of Rush Hour have Baron, and they're looking at mid. I don't know if the monkey business is going to be able to hold this one. Hello.
Yeah, the Super defend the base. Can he do it? It's going to be hard. It's certainly going to be hard. Might need a couple more full clears to ensure this, as they are going to go for these 2 Nexus turrets.
You can just end it. You've got 90% crit Siva. It's kind of over, but you see Yuji as well now looking to come back to re-engage. Shield is good, but tower's gone. Can they get out of there alive as Violet is actually taken out? The shutdown's even better. Their score actually weirdly says 9-11, but let's not worry about that too much as Mighty Bulldog's trying to run away. The Baron is in. I can't. Oh, beautiful! Unstoppable Force picks up another, but he's going to get taken out at the same time. I apologize, chat. I can't not say it.
Well, the game's not over yet. The game is not over yet. As we do, the shutdown does go over. Every game is winnable. There's still a chance for Team Capybara. I loved, just before, I really liked
Oh,
The perfect reactions from Willy Wonka there.
Almost too good, but Forge God as well. Mudley blast them. Rabadon's in a Blackfire is all you need. Scatter the Weak enters a double kill. We've been talking about Violet so much. That's a 13 and 4 Syndra.
We have not been paying attention to Mudley's sheer domination, and just look at those items that upgraded Rabadon. You could see the damage there, blowing up the aura in a second.
If they buy a Magi's, they're trolling.
Come on, Mudley. Come on, Mudley. Lock it in.
That's fine. They got the Zhonya's, they got the Horizon Focus. We're okay. All right. We're not throwing the game just yet.
I would have loved the confidence, but maybe they were already full of confidence with how this game is going. A 10k gold lead and Soul. With Elder coming up, it's going to be hard for Team Capybara to find a play, but certainly doable as Rise does have the Zhonyas now.
And it all comes down to these big timers that they've got. Mid lane, is that inhibitor down? Like, do you need to play around that to secure more objectives? That's really how you need to play this. We'll have to see whether Rush Hour is going to be a bit more proactive and keep pushing this in, because they are that far ahead. They are a 10k gold lead. It is possible, but spotted on a ward. No monkey business is happening here.
Oh, no.
They could learn to just flip
The
this
super on
script.
vision. Run
The
away.
Super Asians, be careful.
They're going for the end.
Look, and I think they're strong. Look at Violet. He is in front of all of them. He has all the confidence in the world. He didn't take any damage. Jupiter had to use the stopwatch, but now can they... Oh, it's just blasted. The tower is going to go down. The flash engage onto Violet. Killer Instinct as well. It's good. Wild Growth is even better. But now look at Dupe Super Asian off to the side. He's so low, and it's just so clean. They are too far ahead. There is nothing you could do. Team Capybara could not hold. Violet says, let's keep sending it, son, straight to the fountain. We're in the backline. Gave the shutdown, but the game is done. GG's, well played. Rush Hour had it all along.
What a game, what a game, what a game. My lord, silent troopers. We were so focused on Violet, but we cannot ignore that Malphite. We cannot ignore that Syndra. We can't even ignore that Ornn.
Look, that whole team was goated. That whole team was goated.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to say though, the Rise performed very well. It was so unfortunate that due to internet issues, Halo could not play in that role. Still performing very well in that situation on that pick that he might not be truly comfortable with. But Team Rush Hour, I mean, what a game. What did you think of it, Pike? Be deadly honest here.
The only thing that I can sort of give in regards to that game is like, you. And he's just like, not you, me. And he goes, my name's you. He's just like, not you, him. Him, me. That's all I can think of that entire game when I was hearing Rush Hour, because that's the best scene in cinematic history of all time. That's what that game felt like. We were sort of just like, yeah, it's all Violet. But hold on, look at Mudley. But wait, the Malphite's popping off. And it was just like, everything was there. I was just like, not you, him. Him, me. That's all I could say. Fantastic. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. And you know what? I feel wrong. I feel wrong because I'm ignoring the Lulu as well. The Super Asian actually got a lot of good angles, a lot of good Nimbus strikes, and a lot of good cyclones. We did see a couple multiple man knockups there. But the peel, the shielding, the wild growth allowed for Violet to just move and groove and deal so much damage to just take over any team fight that he was in.
I'd love to see the damage charts of that game just to see how much Sivir was actually doing, because that was crazy how much they were putting out, even from the get-go. They had them at like 1/3 health at level 1 before the waves had even hit.
Do you remember that Fiora top? We saw Violet at Fiora top. He walked up, Willy Wonka walked up for a piece of CS, chunk for half. What can you do? What can you do?
Just pray. Just pray. That's all you can do.
And I loved the Malphite gank of just walking under that tier 1 in bot lane. It worked so well. He just picked up kill after kill.
And that comes down to experience, right? That's like, we've got an image of what it's actually going to be. If we can get that image, oh my lord. Okay.
41k damage.
No one else was even close except for Syndra, which is Mudley at 33. Violet did more damage than like the whole team did together almost. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love it. That warmed my heart.
That was such a good game, and a series of 3 really, really good games. It's unbelievable at this high level of play just how clinical every going. There's no bad, like in reality, in that game, no dive was incorrect. The tower aggro was juggled so perfectly by every member of the team. The communication, at least on Team Rush Hour, was so perfect. Everyone was following amazingly. It really was such a great showing.
But the crazy thing here, Hallow, is we're only really just getting started. We have so many more nights to go. The teams are going to get closer and closer in regards to competition. It's only going to get better. If this is how it's looking at this point, finals is going to be insane.
Pike, I need you to understand something. Those are the best of ones. We're not even at best of threes yet.
Not there yet.
Is that not insane?
It scares
best
me.
of threes, of course, on the 13th. Those are going to be the games to look for. But in terms of tonight, I would like to thank everyone for coming in. Pike, thank you so much for casting with me. It has been an absolute joy and a pleasure to have you here. We'll be back on Wednesday the 10th at the same time for the round 1 of the losers brackets. And you can stay up to date with all the bracket information at the website oceanicresurrection.com. Once again, thank you so much, Pike, for joining me. It's been a blast. It's been such a pleasure. That's all from us, though, for tonight. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Vote the MVP, as they will get a code. Special thanks to Riot. And we'll see you all again on Wednesday. But at least for tonight, sleep well and have a great night.